Yeah, and he's still, I mean, even though he's not winning everything anymore, he's still managing to get good placements.
Yep.
We've seen some good finals and semifinals with him. Really good performance against Hera late last year. And talking to him, he feels like he needs to switch up his style a little bit as he gets older and the players around him get better.
Yeah.
And he's really, really working on that. I know he switched his hotkeys recently. He has like a plan of action that he wants to take to try and do that. And a lot of it revolves around aggression. But we're in here. We've got Viper playing the Magyars, game number 1, and it's going to be Sebastian as the Vietnamese on Crownwood.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, the last time these two faced in these settings, it was a best of 7. 2 qualified to make it to this event. Sebastian won 4-3. It was an incredible series. Viper was out to this event until a player couldn't make it. He then won the last chance qualifier. So we've got a rematch. There's the Archer range and Stable. They being Empire Wars, we're in feudal age. They have established economies. We're also like 2 minutes late into getting into this, but we didn't miss any action here, Dave. The big thing here, we just talked about this off screen. Players want to get their walls down, right? And so as you look at this, Viper, he's going to get a free Archer pick there. That's really nice for him. Viper working to get the walls and 2 free kills to start the series.
Yeah, and so often on this map, which is why Magyars are a really solid option, you can just get the walls up. You start with 27 villagers, right? So you just toss a couple of those to the sides, get the walls around the wood, and then build up towards the late game. They've got one of the deadliest land compositions. That's a really nice find, though, for Viper, like you said, sniping those 2 units. So now his walls aren't going to be denied. He's going to have a sense of security back home. You see Sebastian walling in slightly different manner. He actually had to abandon that forward wood line at the front. He pulled his villagers back, and he walled to the edge of the map.
Yeah, but Viper does have a little bit more work to do to wall up, and Sebastian is walled. It's a weird thing, but Sebastian was looking at his walls when he lost that first Archer and Spear. And there we have a little fight, and that's not a bad one there for Sebastian. I highly doubt that any of the aggression right now is going to end the game. Both players are too good for that, but it's all about how warmed up are you in the moment. Viper gets another Archer pick there. Is still exposed a little bit.
I don't think he completed the wall. Yeah, I think Sebastian might be through.
Yeah.
And if Sebastian wanted to get really sneaky, he could probably wall that army in. But through with what? Right? You're through with 1 spearman, a scout, and an archer. It can be annoying.
Don't tell them what they can't do with their lives, all right? They've got some potential here. I believe in them.
He's constantly trying to snipe that spear, and he's staying behind the villagers, but Viper needs to abandon that. This is actually a lot of good pressure here from Sebastian. He's going to kill a villager. Likely? No? Oh my God, Viper, you got it away.
Dude, that's so frustrating for Sebastian, though. This army was an army that you were just going to forget about anyways. So the dust settles a little bit. Walls are going to be completed. Let's talk about the Civ matchup, right? Because I feel like overall, we see Vietnamese so much in tournaments these days. And they're the better economic Civ because it's cheaper and faster research and to get all these eco upgrades. But during the ladder qualifier, during the ranked qualifier, we saw Magyars just dominate.
Magyars dominate. The key to this matchup for Vietnamese is making sure that you're ahead on economy, like midway through Castle Age or when you're clicking up.
Yeah.
You have to be ahead. At least like 10 villagers or maybe eco upgrades, res collected. Wheelbarrow came in early for Sebastian, so he's going to have that advantage. But you look at his eco, and he's kind of floating a lot of gold, right? It should be a little bit more balanced towards clicking up to Castle Age for him, and Viper's already up. So Viper's going to have that timing of getting to the extra TCs and expanding his eco to compensate for the early wheelbarrow from Sebastian.
I think it's worth pointing out some of these things now. We look outside Sebastian's walls here. We've got 2 important things there. It's the stones and the golds, right? So both of his stones are exposed and that 4-tile gold. You look at Viper's setup. Obviously, he had a little bit more work to do, but he's got a 5-tile stone, a 4-tile gold, and the other 4-tile there.
Yep.
Viper's set. Like, he doesn't need to leave to that stone until way later in the game. But so often getting a castle up, both to like protect the map or to get rats and archers, is super important for Sebastian. He'll have to fight back for the map control.
What I'm going to look for here from Viper is the 3 TCs maybe immediately, and then a slight delay on the 4th. You go into military first just to make sure that Sebastian can't get like a castle forward on you.
Yeah.
And apply a ton of pressure, right? Sebastian now going into a lot of skirmishers. He expects Viper to continue with the range units, maybe add cav archers. So it's 8 scrims with 3 in the queue. So he's planning on quite a bit of investment here in the early stages of Castle.
Yeah, but Magyars don't have any big military bonuses at play right now. The extra attack you have would apply just to the scouts. Viper's not making any knights or anything, and Sebastian has a pretty big army here. Viper he might get himself trapped, but then again, he's got Bodkin coming in. So with Bodkin Arrow, he has the range.
And he's got Elite Skirm on the way too. So Viper's just going to invest into some military for defense. He'll probably add the town centers soon. His eco is looking decent. Sebastian's resource is looking really, really nice with Wheelbarrow. He's going to get up to Castle Age with like 800 food.
And nice damage control from Sebastian too. He just shifts the villagers away from the wood line. The problem here for Viper, he's getting the upgrades. He doesn't have the numbers. He got Elite Skirm for 4 skirmishers, which is not necessarily ideal. But getting the upgrades in early is always very nice. The second town center is coming up. And something that Viper's had an issue with is he's adding the town centers before taking military control. So for Viper fans, I think they're going to be really happy to see Viper prioritize the military first and now go for the eco.
He's going to sniff out that leaf, of course.
Viper initially wasn't paying attention, snipes the villager, though, and that's our first villager kill.
Yeah,
actually second villager
he's
kill.
Just going to try and be a nerd. And remember, with Magyars, he's got iron casting. Right? These scouts are doing a ton of damage. He doesn't even need the armor or anything. He could be so annoying in the back of Sebastian's base. He's going to snipe this and then maybe even get away with that scout. Let's see if he's paying attention. Scout gets away. The skirmisher upgrade for Viper, even though he didn't have that many, also let Sebastian know that he was going to invest a little bit in military and he couldn't get too crazy with going forward, right? So Sebastian's adding a second TC. Viper's working away on his third right now. His eco's looking pretty decent after he sniped 5 villagers.
I know it looks good to have 1,200 food in the bank. That is a sign that things have not been balanced as perfectly as you could if you're Sebastian. Even as weird as it sounds, even though you get the discount, even just the horse collar timing in feudal age, delaying his castle age, there's these tiny things here that I think even Sebastian would say, like, oh, that's not necessarily ideal. And sometimes you can't focus on the details as much, and so you just think, oh, it's fine, I can get it. But that thinking of, oh, everything's going to be fine is solely because he's Vietnamese here. I think Viper will be very happy right now.
He just got heavy plow and handcart, and he still has 900 food in the bank.
Yeah, it's insane.
It's ridiculous.
Viper's going to have to pay full price for that. And Viper will be up against skirms that have additional HP, and he's pretty low on numbers right now. So this just comes down to, is Viper going to be able to hold from the incoming pressure?
What do you do with all that food if you're Sebastian? I mean, you've got your eco upgrades now. You've got 3 TCs producing. He's going to get the gold upgrade. He's going to get Town Watch. He still has so much food in the bank. Going up to Imperial Age right now doesn't really give you anything, so you can't really save for that, and the gold's an issue as well. I mean, that food's just going to be kind of taking up space in your inventory right now.
If you're floating food, do you call it flued?
Flued?
Flued. I think that's an old British term.
I think I just did.
Yeah, I think you did.
Well, you would know.
True. True. I'm apparently the biggest Brit here with this freaking costume. The worst part is we have viewers who just showed up right now who don't know what I'm wearing.
No.
They're going to find out. But this is what's so cool about this map. It tends to scale to the late game. To answer your question on spending the food, I think it's going to naturally be spent on a lot of things here. But I still think the priority for Sebastian is going to be securing one of those stones on the front. So if you're not spending a lot of gold on your military, I wouldn't hate a 4th town center on one of those stones at some point. Viper's already super heavy on his stone. Like, way heavier than you would expect onto that stone with 13 villagers.
I think in a lot of the games that Viper was struggling, he would have already added a 4th TC by now, and he would have tried to keep booming. But you can see he's got so many villagers on stone, and he's adding that siege workshop. He's just trying to keep himself safe because he knows he's got a good area of the map locked down. You pointed it out. All the stones and golds for Viper are pretty safe. Thank you, Vodka. Yes, Vodka, you're my guy.
Hey, we pay attention to the most important things here, Red Bull Wololo. So thank you very much, Vodka, for that. And by the way, we'll just get this out of the way early. The observer's name is Vodka. We are not referring to the alcohol in the in wherever you would store it on this ship.
It's so majestic.
It really is, though. It is. Viper still curious on the stone situation, but I love the counterattack because this is something that Sebastian was not expecting.
No.
Still not seeing any major damage from this, but like, Viper's got control there.
A big part of this is just the way he walled in the beginning. Look at the way Viper walled. Sebastian could have done the same thing diagonally across. Instead, he abandoned the woodline at the front, and the one at the back that he went to is still a problem. Like, Viper's been there a ton of times, so I actually like the way the Viper set up his base more, and I think it enables him to play a far safer game than Sebastian.
Yeah, Viper could start to think about relics now. There's also golds that I consider neutral golds in the middle of the map, which you could go for a castle on.
Look at the food count.
Yeah, Sebastian's got so much, but he's spending it, Dave. That's the thing. This just comes back to how crazy his civ is. His units don't cost that much food, and he wasn't expecting knights, though. We got the knights out here from the Viper. Of course, has the additional attack. No big armor upgrades yet, but this gives Viper a lot of time on the map. He won't full clear this fight, but I think that's a fine engagement for Viper.
And our key to this matchup, and the key to every single Magyars game you've seen on Crownwood, is just like, you have to have a forward position on them. You have to have a better economy than them at this stage of the game.
Yeah.
Because the Magyars in a land battle are just a lot of times going to win straight out. And we look at the res collected, Viper's ahead. You look at the villager count, Viper's ahead. You look at the map control, Viper has more. So Sebastian is going to have to do something pretty drastic here. Maybe even add more barracks, more fire lancers or something. The skirms seem to be doing fine as Viper's trying to get some big shots. Good micro from both.
Wow.
And Viper just threw his army away.
Wow. I mean, he went in there for the monks. Sebastian microed those monks back and forth there. That bought him a couple extra volleys from his skirms. And yeah, Sebastian will push this back. Viper needs that castle big time.
Stat.
And we have the 4th town center for Sebastian. That's more food being spent on DeVille's. That is also securing the stone we talked about earlier.
And his food count's still going up.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, the skirms do cost food.
Yeah.
But the fire lancers don't, right? So to go for dual comp here. Yeah, watch the monks here. You got the monks in the back. Viper wants to get them, and that one there goes to the side, and then micros at the last moment, and then the other monk as well also survives. I guess one goes down, but that's what Viper was distracted by.
That's completely worth for Sebastian. Great replay there as we see Sebastian's army coming forward, but Viper was on time with the castle. He's got a lot of food in the bank. He's got 25 on gold. He's thinking about him, but Sebastian is already there. That's something you can do with your food. You can sell some of it, get the gold, and then go up to Imperial Age yourself. He's finally going to get that position that he wants forward on Viper's base, but there's already a castle there.
Yeah.
And there's a couple Scorpions as well to push him away.
Well, Scorpions are a nice addition here because they have bonus damage against infantry. They're also very solid against skirms. Viper's still vulnerable on the left of his base, but he'll get the skirmishers in position here. And Viper, yeah, once the Scorpions are there, I think Sebastian will be scared off. But as I say that, Sebastian's going in. He senses Viper's vulnerable. I don't even think he knows that Viper is that vulnerable on the golds.
I mean, Viper got Corvinian army early. He's going to have some Magyar Hussars to deal with these skirms, and the Fire Lancers are out of position, so he should be able to push this away. Skirm raids are very annoying if Sebastian could have gotten in there, but he was a little bit nervous about it. Still doesn't have that castle.
Yeah, Viper needs to engage in this army fast. There will be more Fire Lancers coming in. And Viper can find this army now and clear that before the Fire Lancers come in. He'll be loving life here.
Yeah,
again, you get the extra attack for free with the Magyars. This is really what the Magyars want to be doing. They want to be using that extra attack, but the Fire Lancers are just in such crazy numbers.
Yeah, but if you get Cav Archers from the Magyars, if Viper can buy himself enough time to mass up a Cav Archer army, I don't think the Fire Lancers are much of a threat, especially with the Magyar Hussars to dive in and deal with those skirmishers. As you see Viper just trying to take those out. He's massing Cav Archers. He wants the skirms gone.
Well, I mean, honestly, the Scorpions really changed that fight there. And Viper, I think will be happy with that, but I don't think...
taken that just to get this castle up.
Yeah, maybe.
Might have just been distracting to get this castle over here. It might be a doubt castle. I mean, there's only 6 villagers building it, but Sebastian, even with the outpost there, doesn't see it or doesn't bother going over in that direction. He's trying to get a castle up on the edge of this hill on this wood line in the middle.
Yeah, the fact that that castle is partially on a hill means it will be tougher to take down. It's a bit weird because the whole castle's not on the hill, but that's how the game works. Sebastian should recognize that Viper has that other castle because he has the outpost, and Sebastian's in it way faster here. Sebastian has Bracer in, which for his skirmishers should be more than fine. The Scorpions are never going to be enough for Viper. I think Viper's starting to have some big problems right now.
And he's massing up the Cav Archers. It's only 7. The Magyars do produce faster from their archer ranges with those Cav Archers, but he's just getting thumb ring right now. So, I mean, Viper's going to have to hope to pull some of Sebastian's army back to deal with this because that other army is going forward into his eco, and he needs time to mass Cav Archers.
The thing about this composition for Sebastian, it is so cheap. And there's been so many nerfs to the Fire Lancer, but the core issue is, or the core strength of it is you just click one upgrade, and then you know you have elite. Other units, you need to go down this whole unit line, And it doesn't cost food either, so it's like way better than a pikeman is. It's got the ranged attack integrated as well. I think for Viper, he needs to give himself some time. He's got the resources, but he needs to protect himself in some way right now.
And it's the defensive castle that's temporarily denied in his base. The Fire Lancers and Skirms are over there. So Viper gonna have to try and clear this forest. He's just going out with villagers because the Skirms aren't there. The Fire Lancers aren't gonna be able to deny that castle. Viper will just pull those ones away. Eco KD is only 6 to 7 right now.
Yeah.
6 or 7.
Yeah. Yeah, we're too old for that joke, Dave.
Yep, well.
Magyar Hussars go in. Nice quick walls from Sebastian. My God, to notice that's impressive. Honestly, Viper would need the unique tech right away, and he needs to just focus on the CA numbers. He's having such a big issue. I think everyone who plays the game can understand when you get rattled, when you get like kind of shaken like this, it's very easy to lose 2 to 3 units here or there. That's what I'm seeing though. I'm seeing CA die in the north, I'm seeing Cav Archers die in his base, and I think it's because of this pressure from Sebastian onto his castle.
Well, I do like this castle from Viper. He managed to sneak it up here, and this is going to buy him the time he needs to get those techs in.
Yeah.
He still has to invest a little bit into repairing it, but now he's got 2 defensive castles to make those Magyar Hussar, and he can keep adding in the Cav Archers and the Skirmishers behind this. That's a nice raid over there on the wood line. Sebastian noticing that, managing it well. Still pressuring forward a little bit, and he's going to take out that castle, but he needs to do some more damage than this. I mean, Viper has been stressed. He's been struggling a little bit the past couple minutes with this raid, but you need to do significant damage with the Vietnamese, and you need to stop the Cav Archers from even forming an army or getting onto the field here for Viper.
We're getting to the Vil count now for Viper, where he needs to realize this is bordering into overboom. If he can save that food, those 12 villagers in queue, that's heavy Cav Archer, and that's a very important upgrade here. Actually, as I say it, I think he cancels some.
Yeah,
he cancels some.
He's trying to afford...
It's got to be heavy CA.
Yeah.
It's just so tough against this comp though, Dave, because you want elite Magyar Hussar as well.
Yep.
But you also need heavy CA. And like Skirm Fire Lancer is so cost efficient.
I think he's got it in the queue.
It's so cheap. Yeah, it's likely in queue. That fight for Viper's not horrible because he kills off some of the Fire Lancers.
Yep.
But it's just, how are you supposed to compete with these numbers, dude? Like Viper's collected more res. He cannot match the production of Sebastian right now.
There's Recurve Bow right there. Recurve Bow is a huge upgrade that is going to eat through those Fire Lancers. It also does a bit more damage against the Skirmishers, even Imperial Skirms, and it doesn't feel terrible to fight in Skirm with Magyar CA.
Yeah, Viper.
Siege Engineers coming in for Viper as well. Wow.
Yeah, if Viper loses this castle, so much of his base is exposed, and he will not have the time to get the upgrades. I don't love Siege Engineers, to be honest. I would prefer heavy Cav Archer.
Yeah.
But I think he's under pressure, and he felt in that moment that if he lost this castle, he was going to lose the game. And so he hoped to use his own trebuchets there to defend. Obviously, that's not going to work anymore. Still no heavy Cav Archer upgrade, and still Sebastian trebbing down the front of Viper's
This
base.
is a really nice push from Sebastian. Really focused, but the score just switched in favor of Viper. And Onager is coming out before a heavy Cav Archer.
Interesting. I mean, that's not a typical play at the high level. It takes a lot of time. And also, I think there's a risk his Siege Workshop researching that might be exposed. I could be wrong.
Elite Magyar Hussar instead of heavy Cav Archer.
Yeah, I mean, he wants it all, right?
Okay.
He wants it all, dude. He wants to have
Castle
every
denied.
upgrade. It's just like the timing's just not working out.
I mean, we did see in the replacement qualifier against Lewis, he did make Onager. His same Civ matchup,
Yeah.
and the Onagers, they scared Lewis. I don't think they ever got any big shots, really, until the end, but they scared him. They made his trebs respectful, right? He had to stay back.
I think it's desperation, though, because Fire Lancers can always dive in and snipe a random Onager. He completes the upgrades, but his mangonels are gone. And Sebastian just continues this push. 38 on gold for Sebastian, by the way. Only 27 on food, and he's still able to afford this many Fire Lancers and this many Skirms.
I think this push is a big risk, though. If Viper takes a really good fight here, the entire army from Sebastian is going to be gone.
Yeah.
The trebs are going to be gone, and Viper can start pushing that castle. So Sebastian's going to be really careful up on this hill. It's a great position, but I think he needs even more Fire Lancers and even more Skirms supporting these trebs.
There's the Onager, though. There's the Onager. And while it lands a decent shot, Sebastian sees it.
Another one?
And Sebastian micros away from it. Now, there will be another one, but Viper's losing his town centers. Viper's military count is still just so low here, Dave. He can't get the numbers out. He wants heavy Magyar, he wants Magyar Hussar, but he doesn't have the castle numbers for it.
And He's only got 7 on the field right there. That was a good shot. The Fire Lancers are chasing the Onager, and they're not going to get it, and he threw away a lot of those. There's another Onager coming forward. Magyar Hussar on the field. Look at the food count now for Viper, and he still doesn't have heavy Cav Archer.
Honestly, Viper's resources are looking decent enough where I think he can actually hold this. And Siege Engineers I thought was for the Trebs, but that really helps the Onagers here. Sebastian's got to be so careful here.
Oh, lots of damage. He didn't kill all the units, but a ton of damage coming out there from the Onager. And this is what the Onagers give you, but that hill is really beneficial to Sebastian, and he's been using it well. The Trebs are clearing up all the buildings. The Relics have been ejected. Still no heavy CA for Viper. Maybe he just feels like he doesn't need it, and he's just going to keep up production here. More Magyar Hussar attempting to come out, and now Viper makes the decision to switch to light cap because he only has that one pass.
So as all this was happening, Viper was freely taking a gold in the middle, and Sebastian just took him off of that. Good for Viper, he got some of that because there's only 2 extra golds in the middle. Bad for Viper, he got pushed off now, and Sebastian's on the second one as well in the middle. So I think Sebastian with 3 relics, having access to paper money, having access to those golds, he's got the better long-term setup now. Viper needs to stop this, stop the pain soon, and turn this around.
Yeah, he just needs to take this hill. And he's like so close, right? It's a weird thing for Viper because there's some level of urgency of stopping this attack, but you also have to remain patient and try and mass up an army to push it back. So it's really tough to maintain that balance, all while microing this Onager to try and stop it from dying. Is there anything you think Sebastian needs to do in addition to this push, or is this
he's already
the way
done
he's
it.
going to win the game?
He's already done it.
Okay.
The castles at his base, like his castles at his base are perfect. Like castle there, castle there, castle there. Like Sebastian is already aware, I win this game as long as I hold this position and we continue to take these engagements. Viper's probably got like, I don't know, if I had to guess, like 1 to 2K gold left. I don't know where he's mining it, but it can't be a lot remaining now. And yeah, right there on the left, I think is the only vills he has on gold.
He's got the 3 relics as well. You see Sebastian now getting guilds, so he's thinking about selling resources.
Yeah.
Viper doesn't have that food bank anymore. Sebastian sells a bit. Viper gets some more shots with the Onagers, but at the moment, the Onagers just don't seem to be fully paying off, right? Maybe you should have put that res into things like Parthian tactics that are just coming in now, or heavy Cav Archer instead.
I mean, he still technically has the time to get there, but he has to keep the Cav Archer count high. If the Cav Archer count gets down below 10, it's pretty much useless. If Viper can stay at 25, we've seen games with 25 Magyar Cav Archers and just full Hussar spam where players can come back from pretty much anything. So,
I mean, credit to Sebastian. He was floating a lot of res earlier in the game, in like early Castle Age, mid Castle Age, whatever. He's been basically, until this moment, he's been basically at the limit. Like,
yeah,
he's
he
been really keeping up the queue. The units are coming forward. And suddenly, Tristan, there's no units on this hill anymore. And Viper's got an opportunity to push out. The Magyar Hussar can maybe go after the Trebs. The Cav Archers can maybe take out the Fire Lancers. We'll just see what the gold situation is long-term for Viper as he begins the process of pushing Sebastian back. He's getting that Magyar Death Ball set up. Let's see if he's got enough gold left to last him out this game.
yeah, I mean, it might be a good time to toggle on the resources remaining on the map because we're getting to the point where gold's going to go kind of dry. You can see where some of those golds are, and I just feel like we're at the point now, yeah, there's only 2,000 gold remaining on the map. This might be a goldless game, and both civs are very good in goldless games, and neither player can rely on the army they want in a goldless game. The Fire Lancers soon no longer an option, and the Cav Archers and
Look at the score
well
switching back and forth. It just switched like 5 times in the last 20 seconds. It's so close here. Sebastian, I think, has an edge in the gold games, right? He's got paper money already, so he's been bringing gold in from that. They both have 3 relics, and Sebastian is holding this forward position. The production is just non-stop from him. He's done a very good job.
I think Sebastian should be adding some farms here and there right now. Just, you want to get to a point where maybe you can raid with something other than a Fire Lancer or a Skirm. His position is set up to do that. He can still delay that decision. I also think he needs to consider Pike and the Halb. And, okay, maybe it was on screen already. Yeah, that upgrade's smart here. To recognize you're going to run out of golds, Halb is so key in these trash wars.
And Viper already has all the text for Elite Skirm as well. So he can transition into a trash war with the Light Cav and Elite Skirm. He could get Hussar as well. He has the Magyar Hussar, although only 2 castles at the moment. So he's fully prepared to go into the trash war as well. But one civ has Imp Skirm, the other does not. Nice raid from Viper over on the side.
I could be wrong here. I feel like Viper's missing thumb ring. Like
No, he's got it. He's got
Does
it.
he?
He got it in
Okay.
Castle Age, yeah.
Okay, so he's missing heavy Cav Archer.
And he just got Parthian Tactics. It came in quite late. Halberdier now coming in for Sebastian. Treb's finally going down. Good snipes there from Viper, and he got some kills on the gold as well. Sebastian at 123 villagers now. That's fine. If he loses like 10, 15 more, he's going to have to be careful because he needs to keep up this production.
Yeah, that is a choke point you want to stay out of if there's onagers.
Yes.
Those lines are dangerous, but that's the beauty of Imperial Skirm. It's so tanky. It's not an expensive unit at all. You can spam it basically forever. But Dave, at what point do we get into a situation where we have to talk about the score here?
Well, I think one thing benefiting Viper on the score count is just the fact that Sebastian has been feeding units into the grinder, right? We look at that KD, and that's a big part of the reason Viper's ahead here on score.
I mean, we've never seen it, or maybe we saw it one time at a Red Bull LAN, but the games cannot go on forever. They're at 1 hour and 15 in-game. If the game is not finished, if neither player's tapped out, whoever has the highest score bottom right will win the game. I mean, we're still 30 minutes away from that, but we're now in pretty much a goldless game. And Viper's got Magyar Hussar to spam.
Nice shots there from Viper. Nice shots from the Onager. A lot of dead bodies there for Sebastian. And every single one of these kills gets Viper's score a little bit higher. Sebastian losing a few villagers as well. He's down to 118 now. Viper's still at 140. It's a very expensive army composition for him.
Can we talk about how we've basically been looking at Viper's base the entire?
Oh yeah, Sebastian's done an amazing job with the production. It's incredible.
But also at the same time, Viper's killed 40 villagers.
Yes.
Like Viper has found his moments to get snipes while the main fights are happening. Incredible from Viper. I did not think Onager would do this much.
Yep.
It's such a good call.
Yeah, and it just seems like Sebastian just can't break him, right? He's got non-stop units coming forward, but Viper's done a really good job teching into Onager. He's had the Cav Archers behind here, missing out on heavy CA, which is wild at this stage of the game. But I mean, the ship sailed too far. You're probably not getting it now, right?
The ship is sailing, Dave. and another Trebuchet exposed.
Oh, the shots. Nice snipe on the Onager from that Treb, but still more damage coming out from the Onagers. And these are the raids you're talking about. I think he has that castle on the right, the waypoint set into Sebastian's base.
Yep.
And he's just killing villagers constantly. Look at this. Sebastian down to 106 villagers. He's at 140 pop, and suddenly, with this eco, he can't maintain the same production that he's had the entirety of Imperial Age. He can't hold that position on the front of Viper's base, and this is the furthest forward we've seen Viper in a very long time.
I can't believe that the population difference is what it is. I mean, Sebastian had completely pushed in the front of Viper's base. Viper didn't have any map control anymore. There were so many negatives to Viper's situation, but with only 2 castles, he's been able to get the raids. He's going to hope to reclaim that gold there in the middle, and the Onagers are going to land some big shots, Dave, and it just might be the population efficiency now for Viper. If it is 50 military versus 50 military, Onager and recurve bow Cav Archers is simply the stronger comp.
I mean, and now in Sebastian's position where your eco can't keep up with production, suddenly you're in a position where you need to win fights with a worse composition. This is fine for Viper losing those Onagers because he's killing a lot of units here.
Yeah, that
he's killing everything.
That repair was so good. What's happening here? What's happening here, Dave? Imagine the confidence boost this could give Viper. Imagine how devastating this would feel for Sebastian. It looked so good. And honestly, you see Viper in this mode, he's brought it back this far.
Yeah.
I feel like he never loses these now.
Yep.
I mean, we'll see. See if Sebastian can fight it back here. He's still got a good setup, but it's only 103 villagers, and he doesn't have a very big queue either. It's only like 14 units.
Well, he can't, right? Because he lost like 25 villagers, and he was spamming nonstop. I mean, Sebastian has lost 720 units this game as we watch the replay here. Viper getting a couple big shots on the skirms. Just a little bit too late on that split. This is our barrage moment. That's what we're calling this replay, as we have the more shots landing here from Viper, and the repair villager buying that Onager a little bit of extra time, like you said, was really, really clutch.
If you really have the time and you want to be an Omega nerd, go back, watch that replay again. I'm not telling production, but viewers, and look at the blue dots from Viper in Sebastian's base at the same time.
And he's doing it again.
Because Sebastian is so busy looking at the raids, he will sometimes miss out on some of these key moments. That right there, Viper uses the Magyar Hussar anti-siege bonus, snipes the trebuchets, moves along again. Saying all this, Sebastian's up to 190 pop again, and 90 military.
Yeah.
So it's like right when you think this comp isn't good enough, he rebounds. 45 skirms and 35 halbs is kind of tough for Viper to kill.
Yeah, and Viper had to spend all of his gold remaining on an Onager, right? So now he has to wait for his relics to generate, maybe sell some more from the market. Viper has done a fantastic job on the macro, however. He's up to 70 on farms right now, so he's made that slow transition, realizing that it is going to be a long game. It's going to be a goldless game here going forward. His score is still in the lead, but Sebastian is only 2K behind, which is very, very doable.
Yeah, it is. I mean, we still have 25 in-game minutes
the raids
until we
again.
get there.
The raids again. Viper, every single time he's under castles, he doesn't care. He's killing villagers. 75 to 66 is the eco KD. Sebastian's done a good job sniping villagers as well, as we see the raids over there on the left side. The skirmisher is still pushing forward. Viper still repairing this TC over and over and over again. He's going to hop in, and the Onager, meanwhile, sniping the units. The Cav Archer's doing work as well. It's a really, really intense game one, and the horse is still running.
Yeah, just in case anyone was wondering how that guy was doing there. I mean, guys, before broadcast, Dave and I were sitting here talking to each other, and Dave literally brought it up, was like, how cool would it be if we had a timer game just once, right? This might be it. This might be it. I mean, it's been back and forth. Sebastian's population's down again. He's down to 160, and Viper takes a good fight. But Sebastian has rebounded every single time that we've said his pop is dimmed. But for now, he's getting pushed back here.
Is there a moment here where we have to start looking at wood lines as well?
Yeah, 100%.
Because Sebastian is covering more of them. I think he's controlling more of them. Viper's basically out on that right-hand side. Maybe they're contesting here because of this wood line on the right.
More so than the gold even.
Yeah.
Gold's definitely part of it. Honestly, I think Sebastian hasn't thought of raiding Viper, and he really should consider it. There's not many Cav Archers now, so if you go for the light Cav switch with 70 on food yourself, you can suddenly get in Viper's base. The middle of Viper's base has no castles, right? Like that's how this game started in Imp. That's all exposed for raids. But Sebastian just staying on 2 units. I'd love to see him get more on food, start to get the Cav upgrades, and start to think about raiding Viper.
I think he has snuck some in there that we didn't notice, though, because you look at the eco KD, and it's almost even.
Yeah, true.
So I think there was probably a few skirmishers or fire lancers that snuck in there at some point. I mean, Viper would have noticed it. We can ask him later, potentially. But God, what a game #1 for the entire event, dude. We're already 54 minutes in. The score is still somewhat close. Viper is stretching ahead, though. A 3,000 score ahead of Sebastian at the moment.
Onagers has just been so good for Viper. I'll say it again. It completely changes the way Sebastian has to focus on these engagements. Right here, look,
600.
the halbs get baited forward.
Yes.
And then the Onagers are there, and then he has to pull back. In these moments, though, Viper, he's doing it already, but I'd like to see him move his Magyar Hussar elsewhere. Get the Magyar Hussar into the raids. You don't really need them in the main fight. It's the Onagers that are there for the skirmishers.
I think if you're Viper, the status quo of this game currently is perfectly fine for you for the next 20 minutes. It's an hour and 15 minutes in game time that they need to go to when the countdown ends. And Sebastian just keeps feeding you units. He keeps feeding you kills. You look at this. He's over 300 kills ahead of Sebastian.
Yep. I was just going to say, Viper was missing a pretty important upgrade this entire time. He's realizing now he didn't have the final armor on his Cav.
He didn't have the final. Oh, no.
So Viper will snag that, and
oh God.
Obviously the game has been so crazy. I know Viper's been to many lands before, but this is still, it takes some acclimating. But it's 200 population for both, Dave. I still just wonder, can Sebastian win this game if he's not getting any counter raids with mobile units? I think this continuous situation of skirmisher and halbs is exactly what Viper will be happy with. He needs a tech switch.
And Sebastian, you better be careful up on this hill here. You better be careful, buddy. Viper's had siege engineers for a very long time, and you can't go anywhere near those onagers.
More raids from Viper as well. Left corner, we got some movement. I don't know how much it's killing. Sebastian probably can't see it either. But yeah, Viper, there's no wood there anymore. But Viper continues to think about the raids. Viper with 72 on food. Love the ratios of Viper's army here. Just like the 5 onagers is more than enough. If you go too far above that, it's really complicated to manage.
What that is that's siege engineers, because you have a standard distance in your mind for onagers, and with siege engineers comes in for that, you're maybe one tile closer than you should have been. And it looks like there might have already been another shot while we were in the replay. Can we get an instant replay of while we were in the instant replay?
The game's so good that we miss another moment during the replay.
Oh, big shot there.
But we're seeing that one, and it's just this continuous issue.
Look at this, 180 kills on this army from Viper that's selected currently. That's
so
the
good.
skirmishers, the cav archers, and the onagers. Huge shots from Viper, huge engagements from Viper. And every favorable engagement he takes, his score goes higher and higher and higher.
Magyar Hussars hoping for the bombard cannon. They won't get it, but maybe they'll get the next one.
There it is.
There's the replay.
Will we have a replay while we're in this replay?
Yeah. Thank you, production.
There we go.
Main fight's bottom left. Viper's got Trebs for the first time in a while. He snipes the bombard cannon.
Yeah.
This gives him a lot more time to sink damage into that castle. And Dave, if he can take down that castle, he takes the center hill, and things could be so good for Viper from here.
And look at how many Hussar light cap and Magyar Hussar he has in the queue. So he's got units coming out constantly. He was down to 160 pop. He's back up to 190 now. Sebastian, again, feeling the need to like pressure this hill because he wants to take out those Trebs. But it's not possible.
Yeah,
the army's too good with the Magyars. Over 1,100 kills here for Viper. It's been a non-stop battle since Imperial Age came in, and Hussar tech is finally on the way for Viper. So he's going to have fully teched cavalry. Capped Ram is coming in as well, with siege engineers already in. I think if you were to ask Viper, he would give himself a 99.9% chance.
Absolutely. And for what it's worth, we are 15 minutes away now in game time from the timer. Technically, Sebastian could play on here. He's a 200 population. He has 3 relics. He's Vietnamese. But, I mean, it's now a 5K score lead for Viper, so that's a lot of score to claw back. It's just a masterful job from Viper to take it one slow step at a time.
And every time
grind his way back into the game. Raids in different areas, holding with the onagers and the Trebs, even just finding the correct moment to use those 2 Trebs.
Yep.
You're not getting 2 Trebs anytime soon. So it had to be the perfect moment, and it has been. He's going for another castle now. Sebastian is the most helpless 190 population player you'll ever see. He's like, I can't do anything.
Yeah. And now the bombard cannon's getting sniped again, and the raids on the left get cleared up, but there's still raids on the right of Sebastian's base. The castle in the middle got taken out. The castle on the left is getting taken out by the Trebs. And if you're asking why Sebastian is still in this game, you don't resign
at 190 pop. No way.
Yeah, you
no
do
way.
not, right? You give it a chance.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for him, it's kind of one of those odd positions where you might.
Yeah. It's just he can't. He always needs to have 90 military in the same spot to win the fight, it seems. And now he's got to be in 3 or 4 separate areas. The Viper's own skirms, yeah, they're inferior skirms. They still do well against the Halps, and then you always have the onager there against the Imp skirms as well. There's always 1 or 2 onagers for Viper. Always.
Fantastic job as well. When it goes into a goldless game, I mean, I know they have 3 relics, but it goes into kind of goldless game at the end. It's hard to keep the onagers coming out to support your army, but Viper has made sure that there's always 1 or 2 behind the skirmishers, so it just can't push forward.
I also
can't take him out.
The Rams are a great choice as well. It soaks up skirm and halb attack. It helps you take down the buildings. They're a bit cheaper than trebuchets, a bit more accessible as well. And yeah, I mean, we're saying the same thing again. Maybe last chance for Sebastian. He's lost so many builds.
Big shot.
He's going to go up to 100 military, maybe. But that could just be 100 military that the onagers just wipe up here in the center hill.
Yeah, I mean, does Sebastian give him a final shot before the end of the game? That's the question.
Sebastian?
Sometimes they do.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd want to give the viewers the highlight moment right now.
Game 1.
Yeah, I mean,
Day 1.
Sebastian's got respect for you guys, but he also doesn't want to be on the receiving end of
Let's see if
like
he's
that.
a homie.
Yeah.
Do it for the viewers, Sebastian. Do it for the viewers. He is raiding a little bit at the back, but he's
got more
raided
population
like
than
crazy.
Viper. He has more population than Viper.
Consistently just producing. I think we see in the KD exactly where that production has gone.
Yeah.
Straight to the grave in this game. I mean, 1,350 kills for Viper, 840 deaths.
There is a non-zero chance that Viper could fall to 100. He could fall to 20 pop and still win the game.
And still have the score lead. Yeah, just because of the kills. Just because of the kills, right? He's killed 190 villagers.
Yeah, it's insane. Viper probably can't believe this guy can continue to produce. But eventually you should hit a wall. Eventually you can't get up to 90 military again. We've all been waiting for that. But again, the situation has not changed for Sebastian. He's not getting good counter raids in on Viper, and Viper is getting counter raids in on him. So that's the fear here. Another Onager shot. Good micro from Sebastian. But he can never get in close enough to the Onagers.
We've been looking at the same area of the screen for the entire Imperial Age.
Yeah.
It's that one middle area. The body's buried there. That is an extensive graveyard of Sebastian's units, and Viper just keeps farming kills, keeps farming score. 187 population for him. Finally, Sebastian can't really keep up with the production. 87 villagers only. It's 146 for him.
Yeah, I think this is actually where Sebastian hits a wall with resources. Gets extremely hard with only 28 on wood to spam skirms and halbs. Viper's got more on wood. Viper's got wood in the bank, and Viper's not spending wood in the same way. Big raids from Viper on the left side, on the main wood line there from Sebastian. The countdown actually hops up bottom right. That's a beautiful feature here.
Nice. Yeah, and we got the progression bar as well. Okay, so you guys can see it at home. We're not just looking at the 115 at the top. 88 years remaining for Viper.
Also, that gives you a notification in-game. So players will often forget about that, and it'll make this weird noise, which I won't try and make because I can't do it. And Viper will now be reminded, oh yeah, score lead, I'm good, and also Sebastian, it'll feel even worse.
126 population for Sebastian. You're getting near that point where you look up at your pop and it's just very clear that it's time to end it. Good warm-up game, all things considered.
Absolutely.
For him, right? He had his chances for sure. The horse is trying to leave the map as Sebastian is leaving the game here. He calls the GG, and what a great game that was to kick off our tournament here in London. I mean, an hour and 8 minutes in game time. Viper takes a sip. He's going to need it. I think if you were to ask him when he was getting pressured on that hill, he would probably tell you he was feeling pretty comfortable with Magyars and he believed in himself to push it back, but it got a little close.
That got really crazy.
Yes.
I thought he was dead. I thought he was dead. I thought the push from Sebastian had done enough. I thought Viper clearly was not getting the timing on upgrades that he wanted, but it was the Onager upgrade that changed the game, and it was the occasional raids from Viper. As we look to the military stats here, just the value of the fights from Viper was good enough, and I just wonder if Sebastian lacked a switch out of what he was making, right?
What else do you make in that situation?
I love light cap. Viper, no castles in the middle.
Yeah.
No castles in the middle. Maybe go light cav and raid. We see so many players do that.
Like, if you have 80 military and you're barely managing to hold Viper's army in one position, how can you justify taking 20 of that away and putting it into light cav?
Yeah, well, I mean, what you're hoping for is if you do that, that then Viper is going to have to pull some of his military away as well. But yeah, this was really the moment of the game. For me, where I thought Sebastian had it. He had such a big military count, and eventually, Viper, after losing, what was it, 2 castles through the middle, all the siege workshops, that hill, his wood line, eventually, Viper brings it back, which is just crazy to me.
Yeah, and the Onager tech coming in. The lack of heavy cavalry, we'll have to ask him about that later.
Yeah.
Maybe he just felt like he couldn't swing it with his resources, but I felt like there was definitely a possibility for it. Mangonel into Onager. Onager's getting some big shots here. The army felt like it was just consistently low HP for Sebastian because he was tanking those shots as he was busy elsewhere. And then the most important thing throughout this entire process, you'll see as we show these highlights, there's always a few blue dots from Viper in and around the base from Sebastian. There was one on the right there was one on the left. They're getting cleared up by castles as he's getting these big shots, but he's consistently killing villagers from Sebastian.
Yeah, unbelievable. Honestly, the position was maybe so good for Sebastian that that's why he didn't switch, Dave. Because he was pushing so significantly into Viper's base, he felt he was fine. I'm sure at this moment of the game, though, he was like, he maybe thought he had a counter to Onager, and then he realized how strong it was. So for me, that is maybe the perfect start to the series here. I think if Viper were to lose that one, I think it could potentially be very painful. There's a conversation on his stamina. You know, he was someone who came in through a replacement qualifier. Sebastian was locked into this event, so in theory, with that, Sebastian was the favorite.
Do we have blue wells next? Nice. I'm excited to see this map.
Yeah.
It's a new addition to the map pool.
Blue,
one of 2.
Blue wells that also includes blue whales. I don't
Are
know
they
if they're
blue whales?
They're
though?
not.
I don't
blue
know if
whales.
a blue whale could fit into a pond. I think we might have some issues there. The main theme behind this map, though, it's a very, very interesting one. We've got deep fish on the outside, as you can see from that little icon, and then we have 4 ponds in the middle. Actually, 5 ponds. The middle one has oysters for gold. All of the other ones have whales, which are a relatively new mechanic in our game. They give you gold when you fish them with fishing chips that become whaling ships. And there's very little land-based gold on this map, so you have to control the water in the middle, and then the water on the outside gives you fish as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And Viper's playing as the Dravidians. Very good with that civilization. Loves the ability to play infantry and water. I saw Viper play a couple practice games with this civ, but everyone who knows Viper should know.
Yeah.
Viper loves Dravidians. The weak point is that they can't make knights. And then we'll have Sebastian's civilization. Sebastian's civilization is going to be the Japanese. So actually, these civs square off very evenly here. I'd like to immediately show the whales and where the starting docks are. So that is gold income there, guys. That is not food income unless you take the little shorefish in there. So what's different here is do not spawn with villagers on gold. You spot with villagers on whales. And Dave, are you looking at the whales to see what type it is?
I was just trying to determine which species they were.
I should know because...
No, I know you should.
But I asked my my partner, who's a marine biologist, and she said she can't tell. You know, she can't really tell. So thank you, Vodka. Yeah, I don't know how clear it is.
Enhance.
I will get more details throughout the week, and we will inform you on the whales. But, you know, that starting dock being on gold instead of food actually means that going for scouts and man-at-arms is a little complicated. Because typically you have the extra food. Here you just get the extra gold. So we got Archer opening from both because of that.
Yeah, and we have that forward dock from Viper, so he's going to open up hulks and try and go after the fish. Japanese fishing ships do have a little bit of extra HP. They also fish faster.
Yeah.
And you can garrison in that dock. So Sebastian scouted out that dock really early from Viper. He knows what's coming. He's adding some hulks of his own as he tries to get land pressure here. But Viper can just make a couple skirms and a couple spears to deal with that. That's a nice snipe there from Sebastian getting the scout. As both of them also go for the dock on the outside. So they're going to have to pay attention to 3 or 4 areas at once at the beginning on this map. They've got docks on the outside fishing. They've got docks in the middle contesting. They've got archers going forward, and they have to defend at the same time.
Yeah, there's a lot happening right here. Very hard to follow. I think the wood lines on this map is something to bring up. Look how awkward those wood lines are. It's very easy, if you're microing a lot, as they will be, to just completely run out of wood on these wood lines. So there's even more multitasking here than on other maps because of that. Nice pressure here from Viper. But I think Sebastian's got enough army here to potentially deal with this. Dravidian skirms do fire a bit faster, though, and Viper gets a good fight there.
Yeah, nice start there from Viper. Also, we have to keep in mind, like, even though he didn't kill the fish from Sebastian, he still idled them for a period of time, and that gold comes in very, very fast from those whales. So they collect that gold, I think, at the same rate that you collect deep fish, and they carry 20 at a time.
Yeah, big time. And in Viper's case, he actually carries even more because Dravidians have the extra carry capacity. You can dock on the outside, too, to add fish there, which Viper's done in the north. And Viper, a very good start here. We're seeing, again, Viper very aggressive. He got amazing value from 3 units.
A lot of pressure on the berries there from Sebastian. He's trying to clear up these units. He does take out the archer. He's going to take out the skirm and the archer remaining as well. But resources looking pretty good for the Viper. He's got 8 fishing ships, 2 docks still producing as well.
Yeah, it's a weird one, though. With Dravidians, because of that carry capacity, sometimes I'm like, oh, no, they don't have food.
Yeah.
And then they drop it all off at once, right? So that's something to keep an eye on. The fishing lines upgrade. This is new. Fishing ships have been nerfed. Now there's a feudal age eco upgrade for that, and Viper gets it, which we haven't seen from Sebastian. The other change, which Viper should do here, is garrisoning the fishing ship.
Yep.
And the docks fire arrows when you have the garrisons, which allows for a little bit more defensive play. The players are still getting used to that, but I love how Viper just keeps sending pressure here.
Yes.
Against Sebastian. It's just nonstop. At the same time, though, Sebastian's always got enough army to stabilize it.
And this is one of the things he was talking to me about switching up his style a little bit, going a little bit more military heavy, because he can still compete with the best of the best at these engagements, at winning fights, right? If he wins the fights, he's allowed to expand his eco and macro a little bit behind. So more aggression for Viper usually results in better tournament results for sure.
Yeah, 100%. Has to. And with Viper back in the day, everyone will say, oh, he was greedy. Yeah, but it was after very good engagements.
Yes.
Like, you would take good engagements, you would have the killer timings, and then, yeah, sure, you maybe are a bit greedy here. So I like the balance here from Viper. Sebastian actually uses the market, so he sells off all of his stone to click up, so that would, in theory, delay any future town centers. Viper does not do that, but Viper is a little bit later to the next stage. Now I'm wondering, as we do have the pond engagements there with the whales, I'm wondering at what point we start to see some Navy on the outside, because they're both expanding a lot of eco out there, and it's just so tough for them to know that both players are doing it.
I think the Navy on the outside is so tough. I think they've probably tried it before, and it just feels impossible because you want to open Hulk there. You don't want to go fire.
Yeah.
Fires are too easily countered by Hulks. But if you make Hulks around the sides, they just garrison their fishing ships and you die because you're paying attention somewhere else.
Yeah,
and there's like those really small choke points as well that the docks can fire you at you. So I think it's very difficult, and they're just going to be allowing their opponent to fish on the outside.
No, it's a good point. The choke point allows the garrison defense to be very strong. I want to, while we have a moment, Vodka's going to hate me for this, but if we could just toggle on how much gold is on this map, because it's new. We want to know how much gold is left on the map. Okay.
41K.
And then double-click the oysters in the middle pond there, because they have not docked there. Double-click those oysters.
15K.
That's a huge percentage of the gold on that pond. So as this game progresses, it's weird. You're not necessarily going to need to take that gold because you have other sources of gold, but you need to lock it down. Like, when we're talking Imp, I actually think it's worth it to go triple dock there and go full galleons or cannon galleons or something.
You're also going to have, because you've taken so much gold from the whales and the oysters in your starting pond, you're going to have 4 tiles of your own gold left in your base.
Yeah.
Neither of these players is taking gold at home.
Yeah.
So there's 8 total tiles of gold on the land. All of the other gold is in those ponds, in and around those ponds with the oysters and the whales, as Viper adds 2 more TCs and the university. So he's going to add to the eco. He's also going Elephant Archer.
Wow. Yeah, so Elephant Archer, very tanky, mobile-ish. Like, they aren't quite as quick as like Cav Archers, but they are a bit faster than some other units out there. And it's really the tankiness that makes them strong. But while I like the unit with Dravidians, I don't know if I would want to go for them if I saw 15 skirmishers in front of my base.
I mean, if you add some siege to complement them, it
could be
work
really
out, right?
strong. Yeah.
I'm just wondering, do the Japanese Cav Archers get the bonus against Elephant Archers?
I think they should still.
Because that should help them significantly.
Yeah, I don't know if that bonus is worth trying it, though. I think it's still such a strong situation for the Elephant Archers because of their HP that Cav Archers is not a great option. I prefer to see Monks or Siege mixed in with the Skirmishers here if you're Sebastian. But Dave, raids from Viper in the south there. He's the first one to think of it, and he did kill a couple villagers and fishing ships down there.
And Sebastian noticing that now. He's going to back up a little bit with those fishing ships. He's got that raid. He's not killing anything, though, with the skirms. And this is what we were talking about. You just garrison the fish, fire away. Viper will be happy to idle those, and now he's within the minimum range. But it's going to take a long time for him to clear up these docks.
Yeah, I like the patience with Viper. He hasn't even shown Elephant Archer yet. He's waiting for them in his archer ranges here. There's no use in moving out with 2 of them. You need to have a big mass. If you can match the skirmisher number, oh, he is out here. But yeah, if you can match the skirm numbers with Elephant Archers, Dravidian Elephant Archers will destroy. It's just they're so expensive.
I mean, if you have a bunch of fishing ships, you can probably afford them, right? Let's see how well he does at keeping up the TC production and the Elephant Archers at the same time. He's at 8 right now. I don't see any more in the queue. Might just be he doesn't have enough resources. Yeah, so he's constantly queuing them up. He just doesn't have the food that he needs. They're very expensive, as you said. 2 villagers go down, and this is a difficult raid to deal with, especially when your skirmishers are forward. And does Sebastian notice this? Good attack round from Viper.
Dude, that's
a little bit too late.
Beautiful setup from Viper. Those Elephant Archers have completely caught Sebastian off guard. He loses a couple of ills. Viper will also get to see your university's not completed yet, so you don't have ballistics, which means I can get away no problem from the skirmishers. Oh man, what a moment there for Viper. That's huge.
Yeah, really bad moment there for Sebastian. He's still competitive in terms of economy in this game. Viper is at 100 or less resources collected ahead, but the Elephant Archers are very tough to kill. The Skirms are trying to clear them up at home as we see the replay come in here. Lots of damage to the Skirmishers left alive there. He only killed 304 in the first volley, but it was enough to drive him away.
Yeah. Also, just want to say welcome into all viewers watching, because it's the first series. We've had quite the warm-up here.
Yes.
The first game was very long. This is game number 2. Both players have played exactly as we expected, just so good. You can tell with high-level AoE when players are prepared. And both players knowing every aspect of this map. This map is new. This isn't like new like 6 months ago new. This is the first time we're seeing this map played. And yet they prioritize all the right things. Still the thought process of what are they going to do towards the middle pond. Maybe we'll see a dock or two there. But Viper's Elephant Archer and Siege combination,
I love the mix.
it's kind of reminding me of the previous game with Onager.
Yep.
Now, it's like Sebastian just doesn't know how to engage into the heavy siege.
Yeah, Viper's like, all right, I got the army that I want. I just need to hold on against superior numbers of units, and I'll do it with my superior value of my army. As we see Viper pushing in here with the Elephant Archers. And how on earth do you even approach dealing with this if you're Sebastian at the moment?
I think you need your own siege. I think it's actually past the point where monks make sense. I think monks made sense.
There's too many. Yeah.
I think monks made sense when there were 6, but now you need your own siege.
Viper.
And he adds his own siege, but Viper,
Dodges the other shot. He gets the Skirms and he kills the Mangonel. Oh my! Oh wow!
That's just disgusting.
Okay.
Viper microed it perfectly. He knew the siege workshop was there, but the Mangonel that hops out there from Sebastian should get value. I don't know what you do now if you're Sebastian. The whole game changes after that. What a play from Viper.
Dude, that was like a fadeaway 3 from Viper there. He just dodged the Mangonel shot, sniped it with the Elephant Archers, and then sniped the Skirmishers at the same time.
Perfect. It was perfect. And it was 2 engagements with his Mangonel. It wasn't just 1. He needed it all to go his way. And now he's still getting some value here. As I say, it'll lose the
Mangonel. There from Sebastian. He needed that, but the Elephant Archers are still there. We look at the eco count. It's 88 economy units versus 76 in favor of the Viper. Eco upgrades are similar. As Sebastian's trying the quick walls, he does get it down, but I mean, the Mangonel's gonna die.
Yeah.
The
elephants don't care, dude.
Yeah.
These elephants are so tanky, they don't care. And also, Viper's happy with just the idle time. Like, the amount of kills that aren't working is fine for him. He's still got the other army moving in on the other side, which we can't forget about. He's still doing so many things behind this. I mean, he's got 900 stone banked up. So Viper could castle the middle.
And more Elephant Archers.
And more Elephant Archers coming. Yeah.
Like, if you can't deal with the 7 on the other side, how are you going to deal with the 5 over here? How are you going to deal with the forward castle from Viper?
There's a slight chance that Viper could kill his own castle foundation here, Dave. He's attacking that house. If he's doing that and the castle's being built, that's a problem.
Oh, speaking of things being built, the TC is trying to go up over here. Viper is there.
This is the exact scenario. This is the exact scenario.
No. He doesn't kill it.
Bro. Dude, I mean, so many of us have done that.
Yes.
So it's so easy to do. Viper, very fortunate, has no clue that we're freaking out. And he has other problems now. He still needs to complete this. I think the elephants are enough to give himself the time here.
Yep. He is still teammates with Doubt.
Also, if this castle completes, you can actually build a mining camp for the oysters as well. So you can actually use your villagers for that. Beautiful job from Viper. Sebastian gets super desperate here to deny this, but he knows he won't be able to. What a castle position.
Sebastian's just got to be, like, racking his brains like, Elephant Archers? I didn't expect this opening.
Yeah.
It's gone so well for Viper, right? Maybe this was a strat that Viper just came up with on the fly. Maybe he's had this prepared, but the Elephant Archers have been fantastic for him.
Whose castle is that?
That's Viper's castle.
Okay, well, another questionable castle.
But
it goes up.
You were talking earlier about the oyster control, right?
Yeah.
And these absolutely deny all of that from Sebastian if he gets them up.
If he gets it up. But Sebastian's in a state now, Dave. It's like every fight has to be won 2-1.
Perfect.
Or it's
got to be, every Mangonel has to be an absolute hero.
Yeah, and that's just not the state you want to be in. His skirm count's high. We'll see if that remains the case. But Viper's on the way to the Imperial Age here. His castle is being built again. He still has a lot of siege around. If Viper completes this castle, he's likely going to win the game.
Sebastian gets one back. Skirmishers Getting shot by the Mangonel. Can Viper find himself another big shot? He goes for it. Sebastian ducks away.
Man, this would be so sick from Viper if he completes his castle. Just the perfect castle spots.
Yep.
And again, he's got stone for more as well. It pulls the villagers back. The villagers are very weak here. One more volley, he loses most of them. He's still microing them. He still is to micro the siege as well. He micros down the siege from Sebastian. Sebastian lands another shot, but castle goes up, or will go up, and Viper is just the perfect position.
Good tenacity here from Sebastian to keep fighting this, though. Like, he's still at 113 pop. You look at the res collected, it's not as far behind as I would have thought.
Yeah.
Although Viper's finding some fish now on the other side. It's just, the timings here for Viper are so much better. The map control right now for Viper is so much better, right? He's got long-term access to the oysters, 2 castles forward, and Imperial Age is going to come in so much faster, which makes that castle just completely out of position for Sebastian, right? That thing's going down immediately.
Yeah. The only thing you could try is exactly what he will try. Rams and Samurai.
Rams and Samurai.
Just Ramurai right back. But, I mean, he's got 1 Ram. It's not like he has 6. It's 2 castles. Viper will drop even more. Viper is playing unbelievable. That first win feels so much sweeter now. And he's about to play this well into the second.
And it's a 3rd castle forward. It's a castle wall across the middle of the map. And we talked about the golds earlier. There's only 4 tiles of gold on the land on each player's base.
Yeah.
So a lot of the gold is available inside of these little ponds. You can see the whales there, you can see the oysters, and then critically in the center, 15.5k gold.
So
in that
much.
center area, just in oysters alone.
Yeah, Sebastian's got to try. I mean, you don't tap out yet until Viper kills you off. The skirms are an issue for Viper. He did lose a lot of his elephants, but he's simply going to queue his own skirms. And Dravidian skirms fire faster, so it's like, go ahead.
And he could make a roomie if he sees the rams coming. Like,
yeah.
He's got solutions to those, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And again, it's just 1 ram. Maybe there's more in there.
There's 3.
Yeah, okay, there's more in the Siege Workshop.
Here they come.
All right. Well, Viper will probably make a couple Yurumi swordsmen there. Viper about to be castle dropped as well, apparently.
Sebastian, I like the energy. I really like the energy. If you're Sebastian, you gotta do something.
Yeah.
You can't just fight.
Oh, look at Viper body block the Rams, though. He gets in front, so the Trebs are still firing. And then he brings in the Vills. I mean, this is kind of costly for Viper, but as long as his Trebs stay up and his castle stands for a bit longer, he's happy here. Viper will hold the castle.
Yeah, Urumi coming out. The castle forward from Sebastian. Hasn't been spotted from Viper over on the right side. Viper still hasn't completed the castle on the left, and it has!
He's like, hello!
Castle off over here.
Hello!
On the right side of Viper's base, and he's got far more villagers to build that. Population lead is actually in favor of Sebastian, which is kind of stunning.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, that's a Viper castle. Okay, 1 villager.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Sebastian's castle in the north will never go up. Castle v castle there, and Viper up 2-0 here. Crazy storyline, right? He wasn't even supposed to be here. He was knocked out by Sebastian 4-3 in the qualifier, but he had the replacement qualifier to make it here, Dave, and he is playing like he belongs. He's playing insane right now.
Yeah, a lot of confidence there from Viper as we see the stats here. We've got, again, higher military score, right? Better KD because he has a better army. Sebastian has more army. Viper's got the better one.
The siege shots from Viper have decided the series so far because the economy's been close. Obviously, it doesn't look like it here, but it was very close up until that moment. But you can make arguments. The Elephant Archer surprise on the left is what set up that defensive siege shot there from Viper.
Wonderful game from him, and an interesting decision to go into the Elephant Archers. We were wondering if he could afford it. Very clearly, he could afford it.
Yep.
As we see the replays here, and it all got kicked off by this early aggression. Sebastian also went for it, but Viper dealt with it quite fine. Sebastian, a little too hard committed maybe onto these berries, right? Opening himself up for this, and then couldn't pull the army back over in time, and Viper got a really good opening early in this game.
Well, the whole game, if we talk about just strictly openings, it was Viper forward docking against Sebastian, Sebastian reacts.
Yep.
Viper then moves to the berries, Sebastian reacts. Viper then goes Elephant Archers, Sebastian reacts, right? You're constantly fighting, especially in this game mode,
Boom!
to be the first player to get the shot.
Yep.
And it's like the first attacks is nothing like this, but the 5th attack ends up being something like this. This was the biggest one.
Yeah.
Crazy shot there, crazy micro, and then he takes down the Mangonel, lands a second follow-up Mangonel shot. That was the game winner right there.
Yeah, and then he proceeds to walk through the base and kill.
He almost killed his own castle there, though.
He really did. If the timing was off for him, he could have pulled a John Slow there.
Yeah,
he nuked his own castle.
Dude. Oh, man. And honestly, if he did that, I think maybe he doesn't have the military to defend.
I mean, every time you go forward with a castle like that, you open yourself up if you're in a winning position.
Yeah.
To your opponent swinging it back. But this is another great engagement for Viper. He's fine with taking 1-for-1 trades in this situation, right?
Sebastian's doing push-ups. All right. Well, let's
go,
good form.
dude.
I don't know what number we're at right now.
Let's go.
And is Viper... Can we see the difference between the 23-year-olds and the 34-year-olds? Is Viper currently sitting in his chair, not moving? Is Viper out of breath?
Viper doing push-ups?
Poor Viper.
Oh, them young guns.
Dude, I've tried the whole push-ups to pump yourself up for games thing.
Yeah.
Doesn't work.
It works for me.
Really?
Yeah.
You need to do more push-ups then, because your gameplay is lacking. Sorry.
Meet me in the controller.
If I'm not here later on, it's because Dave threw me off the ship. So please send help. But there's yet another view of our magnificent venue, and they will be moving into the third game here shortly. I'd actually love to see the draft again and start to speculate on a way that we see this series come back here for Sebastian. It's going to be my favorite map of the tournament upcoming.
Yeah.
Yep.
I love this map. And Viper had 2 really good performances in the replacement qualifier on this map. Really good game against Burles, really good game against Lewis, and he plays it so perfectly with the transitions as he so often does. I'm excited to see him. I also want to see Sebastian get something done. It's going to be really hard against Viper on Thames, but you got to try, right? Every single win in such a cutthroat group matters, because there could be a lot of tiebreakers heading home.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up too. Yeah, we for the group stage, you just have 3 sets, and so things are likely to end up in a tie in some capacity. And so for Sebastian, I think you have to just build off 1 win just to gain some confidence to maybe bring it back. But yeah, you do really need to avoid the sweep here, and that goes for all the players who might go down today. They're going to be into it on Thames, and here we are. We've got Portuguese for Viper. We've got the Persians for Sebastian.
Yep.
And in this map, you've got a lot of different aspects, but we'll first start with the Royal Albert Hall. That is where our final will be on Monday. We have over 3,000 people who will be there watching live. Beautiful. In the game, though, that gives you 25 additional population space.
Yes.
Which means if you get to the full pop of 200 in the game, you can actually get to 225.
And it counts as housing space as well. So if Sebastian were to get that on his side right now, he would go up to 70 population.
Viper has it. Viper just got up to 70. The other thing about the north there is you'll find some cows, sometimes some geese, sometimes some sheep. I don't know what. And Viper looks for that.
Yes.
He's doing it right now. He's
now.
already getting that, and that can delay your farms if you can get those home. But for now, they've got a wall up. It's going to be double military production buildings from Sebastian. He's got, I think, archer range and stable going up at home, and very little walling for him.
It's such an interesting map as they develop early, right? Like, do they go for the full wall? Do they go for aggression? Do they contest the relics on the top? And then as you get later in the game, it gets even more interesting, because there's all that gold and stone in the south, but there's all the wood and the extra pop space in the north, in addition to the relics.
Agreed with everything you said. It's my favorite map. Sebastian does not want us to have this be very interesting. He wants to win this game fast with this opening. And Viper was scouting for cows. You look at Viper's scouting, I don't think he saw the opening. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think it's very likely that he's reacting to this a little late. He saw the archer range. He never knew the stable. That stable's been there a long time. So there's a lot more army coming that Viper's prepared to deal with.
And he's trying to get the big walls down. I like the scout in the middle, maybe cutting off reinforcements. Could kill an archer there. And Viper is bringing his archers forward. For the moment, he's just ignoring the scout from Sebastian. He's sniping some of the archers there, and he'll see the follow-up scout here coming in. So he knows there's a stable.
Viper's scout as well. If he patrols through the middle there, he would have gotten archer kill, and he's missed that as well. So the scouting has maybe been a weak point here for Viper, but there's just so much pressure coming from Sebastian now, and Viper was planning everything around getting the full wall, which has not happened, and now he's got to go for the quick walls.
usually when Viper's going for the quick walls. I mean, he hits him a lot of the time, but it's a bad sign for his game a lot of the time.
Yeah, 100%.
Because he's reacting, he's trying to do damage control when in the first 2 games of this series, he was kind of the aggressor early on.
Yep. Yeah, it's why I love Sebastian's opening here. Because so far, this has been about who can punch first. No critical damage here. Viper's been able to stabilize it, but nice job from Sebastian. I do just want to bring up again the positive of Viper. Right now, he would want to add farms, but because he brought in the extra 500 food underneath his TC, he's on cows instead of the farms at the moment. So that's the beauty of Viper's opening with the scout.
You want me to tell you something that you can't unsee?
Yeah.
The hall is skewed.
What?
It's skewed right to left. Look at
Right.
it. It's uneven.
Oh,
I'm sorry, everybody, but someone did it to me, so now I got to do it to you.
dude. Well, hey.
And so I was told it's like that IRL, so we'll find out.
Which side are we going to be standing in? Are we going to be standing in the side that looks a little off, or what?
I'll roll a ball and see which way it goes.
It's all right. Hey, there's going to be some very how dare you imply that their hull is skewed? But no, we've got the archers here from Viper. We've got Sebastian getting bloodlines and armor as well in the
big
scouts.
upgrades.
Both
Big
at once.
upgrades.
Both at
and
once.
wheelbarrow too. So he's committed to feudal age for a little bit longer. He's pressuring in. Good line taken by Viper to save the archers around, and he left that fight early. But his scouts are really struggling here, and Sebastian applying a ton of pressure, kicking him off the berries as well as Viper clicks up to the castle age. The full walls still aren't complete. He's still not secure. And there's more scouts in the cube for Sebastian. He's got 10 archers on the field as well.
I mean, it's crazy timing there. To get bloodlines and armor and immediately engage like that is so uncommon. So well played. I think for Viper, he's still got a way out of this, but you can tell he needs to just
Did he
hold
save
on
that
against
Bill?
so much pressure.
Oh my goodness, so close. Nice snipe there from Sebastian to finally get that. More houses coming up. Viper
More cows on the way.
defending by a thread right
Yeah.
now. If Sebastian gets in here with this army, it's not an understatement to say that might be game,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah, I mean, so many people will try and get back out to that initial wall, and they'll send 5 vills, and they'll lose those 5 vills, and then it's over. Viper's been patient here. He never got pushed off of his key resources. He had the food income because of the cows. He always had enough wood in the back and gold in the back. And now at this point, it's kind of tough for Sebastian. If he wants to get more military units with that army, he can't really get there that easily.
Ooh,
So
Viper walled off his army. It's going to be tough for him to get that around the blacksmith. He might lose some villagers because of this. Remember, these scouts have a lot of upgrades on them. So they are actually dangerous, even though they're lacking some HP. Sebastian's going to come in. He's going to try to send some villagers. Doesn't get them yet. And another good defense from Viper, all things considered.
I mean, yes, but also where is Viper fighting at the moment? He's fighting in his opponent's base. He hasn't been able to win any major fights. 17-7 KD for Sebastian. Sebastian will basically, his army dying here, or being here, gives him more than enough time to get the walls down at home to prepare his next wave of attack.
Viper's, I think, going forward with this army. So he's going to leave that army from Sebastian at the back. He did get the full walls complete on the front side. And he's got crossbow coming in. Sebastian is 22 seconds away, and Viper feels like he needs to bring it back now to support that knight and just clear this up, have a little bit of peace of mind, maybe.
I'm
He's
okay.
going forward again.
I'm okay with that. You send 3 crossbows one night after that. You don't want that army to come back in, but you do also need to push forward at the same time. The issue for Viper is by the time he gets there, his opponent's going to have the complete counter to him, and I don't think he realizes that.
Yep.
There, the clear up is happening for Viper, and there Viper got 2 kills. But Viper should know now. Your opponent only has 3 archers in the north.
Yeah.
You just killed 2 archers that he forgot about. You should recognize your opponent's going to be going skirms.
I mean, he knows that Sebastian has the better eco as well. Look at the res collected right now. It's
So
1,400 ahead, right? That's just Persians.
Yeah.
And also the fact Sebastian, like, committed onto wheelbarrow early, got his farms up early. He was in a really good position, very comfortable behind these full walls, and now he's adding the second town center as well. So it goes on to Viper now, who needs to do damage. He needs to push in this situation.
Well,
the Persians are ahead economically.
He does, but you see that archer range with the flag, and you don't see many villagers for the taking here. 1 villager's going to go down.
Ballistics is in before bot.
Okay, 2 villagers goes down. I think it's a little sloppy from Sebastian. I think you should expect the armies coming.
Thank you, Vodka.
Vodka, is this what we're doing, bro?
Please, give me more.
Well, if Hardy put it on a treadmill. Yeah. How did he even find that? I don't even know where that was. But anyways, I think Viper has some big problems here if the skirms chase him down. Interesting, though. Like, Sebastian didn't have the skirms hop out early. Now he's going to come from this direction. If he goes from the other direction, maybe he could trap Viper.
Look at how
now
many,
Viper has a chance to back away.
Look at how many crossbows he has. He has 9 in this group, and he's got 22 on the field.
Yeah.
So there's more armies coming forward. Sebastian's got to be careful. I think he might have deleted a house to escape with the units at the north there, too. There might be a hole. I can see the foundation. He's going to notice that now with the skirms. So he's fine. Doesn't look like there's a hole there. Siege Workshop, I believe, being added from Viper at the front side and the second town center. So this is going to be Portuguese aggression, saving on gold cost with a lot of these units, and he's just going to try and stack up a death ball that can take out these skirms and push into Sebastian's base with the
The key for Viper is actually surviving with this group. If he were to have lost this group, it would have been devastating. But I think he's got enough time. Ballistics wasn't in for Sebastian. And Sebastian's had an issue all series with dealing with Viper's Siege.
Yes.
It's the same comp. It's like a ranged unit with Siege.
He's got 2 stable knights with +2 armor coming in.
Yeah, but
I feel fairly comfortable for Sebastian's position.
It all depends. That's 3 knights. It's not 8. It's not 10. 1 mangonel can clear up the skirms. And if Viper mixes in monks as well, that could be a very good option for him. Sebastian's going to dive in, Dave. He's going to dive in.
The confidence from this guy. The confidence from Sebastian. We talked about composure earlier. He just comes in with the skirms.
And there's no additional mangonel in queue for Viper. Viper's hoping that the upgrades are not there for Sebastian. I just don't know if this is a good enough fight for Viper to take. At the same time, it feels like he has to be taking fights because he has been behind the entire game. I agree with you. Amazing confidence from Sebastian, and the micro to micro up the hill there was perfect.
I love the fact that he only added the second town center. He didn't go for the third, and he added the second stable with the +2 armor.
How?
He just said, I'm going to keep producing military. My TCs produce faster than yours. I probably have the lead from the early game, and I'm just going to keep pushing your army and keep your numbers low.
And now he camps the Siege Workshop, so the Siege can never add any value. And he just dives in with the
Beautiful
skirms.
game from Sebastian. Viper with the Villagers Idol, 3 on food. Correct.
Yeah, it's over.
He taps
it's
out.
over.
Nice job from Sebastian. Good recovery there.
Let's just talk about the cost of these upgrades that he went for, right? He had to get +2 armor on knights.
Yep.
We're talking like 500 res right there. Then he also had to get the full attack upgrades on the skirms, and he had to get the full armor on the skirms as well. Well over 1,000 resources invested into just blacksmith upgrades, and to be able to do that, you have to manage your economy perfectly. And it's just so uncommon. Even for some players here, players who will open that aggressively are not going to have that economy at times. That was perfect.
Yep. He had Persians, and he used it perfectly.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yep.
And Portuguese is one of Viper's favorite civs. Thames is one of his strongest maps in this map pool, so a really good response game there from Sebastian being down 2-0. Very, very solid job, and we'll see where Viper decides to go. I mean, that just proves what Sebastian is capable of.
If Sebastian wins the first game, we're looking at 2-1, and you were thinking, how can Viper turn this around? Honestly, so far, like game 2, dominant from Viper, game 3, dominant from Sebastian, and then game 1 was a coin flip, which Viper ended up winning. Again, the whole game, it was so cool to see Sebastian bring attack after attack. Bloodlines and armor coming in at the perfect time. I think some small things here for Viper was just the lack of recognition of what his opponent was doing initially.
Yep.
But that's the downside of going for the cows. I think he needed to know, he needed to see stable and archer range.
I think if he had also looked at where this push was eventually going, he could have pulled those villagers away sooner and sent the archers forward and walled off. And then he gets a really good crossbow timing going forward onto Sebastian's base, but he was under so much pressure. The confidence from Sebastian to just go in with the skirms. He sees the mangonel on the hill after 2 games of getting nuked by mangonel shots, and he was just like, yeah, I'm going.
I was going to say, at this level, you should be able to view each situation for what it is, but you can't ignore the human element of what has happened to you this whole series and how you should maybe shy away and be scared of that. So,
oh, never mind.
The loser has to stand in
Watch,
there.
that's like Crazini.
Yeah, admin is overseeing the players there as we're about to enter our next game. And here we are. We are on Loch Ness, game number 4, 2-1 for the Viper right now. And this map, is a hybrid map where you have that combination of water and land.
Yes.
And, ooh, Viper loses his scout there.
And we are getting reports. There are reports abroad about a monster that potentially inhabits this lake. So hopefully we will catch a sighting of that monster at some point.
Yep.
Maybe Nessie is around. Vodka's going to be on the lookout. We might get an instant replay of it.
Yeah.
As we have Vikings versus Italians. Italians, pretty much good on any map, and they have really good transitions and timings, and the tech tree is a little bit more expansive than the Vikings. The Vikings, great eco bonus. They get wheelbarrow early. They get handcart and castle age. Can really help when you start with 27 villagers. And they have the ultimate water unit at the late stages of the game, the longboat.
Yeah, longboat's incredibly strong. I think it's also nice for the Vikings that this is not usually a map where you rely on too many stable units. They can make knights. There might be some situations for it, but it's a lot of navy, a lot of economy on this map. So I think both these civs are probably in the top 5 on what this map is built on. So far, though, I think the big thing is Viper's lack of scouts. Viper losing that scout means he will not know what his opponent is going for, where his opponent is going. And Viper's not playing this like he's expecting any archers from
Well,
Sebastian.
he's got a fire. He's got a fire patrolling through that middle area, so he's going to find the archer, and he's going to get some really good damage. That's nice from Viper. The fire tells me that he was probably expecting units coming through the center, because the fire doesn't help against the early opening of Hulks.
Well, he might have also expected galleys, which the Vikings are really good at. It's so different now with the water changes. Also an interesting aspect, Viper has 2 fishing ships, so he can actually fall back in garrison, and that helps him with the 1 dock versus 2 situation there.
Yeah, now he's walling off that center area. He's really got to go out of his way to get that full wall down, though. You can see the marsh extending so far away.
I don't even think that
wall. A lot of effort there.
I can't tell. Like, can a unit run around there?
Sometimes it has just like the terrain of the marsh, but it's, you can't actually walk over it.
I think if I had to pick one, I would say it is walled.
Nice body blocks there. Ship blocks for Sebastian. He snipes both of those fishing ships. So now Viper can no longer garrison those in. And he's got to remember that Sebastian doesn't have any fishing ships either. So he could actually get nice and close to those docks. Galleys now for Viper.
I mean, game's probably going castle age from here. Viper should recognize that there will be an archer or 2 on the coming into his base at some point, but the units would have to go around. So Viper's got the good timing on his archer range.
Sebastian's got to realize with these engagements, like with the Hulks right there, there's no fishing ships for Viper, so he doesn't have to be scared of the docks. I think he pulled away because of muscle memory. He was a little bit scared of those docks there, but he out-popped Viper. He could have taken a really good fight on the other side of that dock.
I think there's just this thinking of you don't want to overextend at any point. The level is so high, and it's so difficult to just win the game with one big moment.
Nice walls for Viper. He's ready for it. He's got a skirm there.
Yeah.
Like he knew if the archers can't go through the middle, there's still some alive. They're going to go around the sides.
It's also such nice patience from Viper as we see ships get a little too far off to the side there.
Position over here. Let's see if the galleys can phase through. They do get through the Hulks. So now the Hulks are body blocking. We got some fires in front. Do the galleys have enough to take out the Hulks from Sebastian? They do good damage, but you kind of need a massive 7 or 8 of them before you're really feeling comfortable.
Yeah, Viper will be very unhappy with the fact that he was caught on the right there. He lost a lot of galley HP, and then he had to take this fight at a time he wasn't really planning on taking the fight. And Sebastian added his own galleys behind this. Sebastian's he's in a great spot on water all of a sudden.
Really good transitions from him, right? He opens with the Hulks. Viper spends some resources on the fishing ships instead. Sebastian's constantly ahead by 1 or 2 Hulks at any given time. Viper adds the fires, which don't really give him that much other than denying the archers. And then they both transition into galleys, but Sebastian has more units in front, so really, really nice water control for him.
Okay, before we move on the whole ship body block comment.
Yeah.
What do you call it when someone body blocks you with ships?
You're going to tell me?
Yeah.
Okay,
but
what is it?
You're supposed to guess first. You're shocked because your ship body blocks. Get it?
I'm shocked that you told me such a terrible.
you are shocked. Wow, I'll take that as a compliment. But dude, how? Okay, production's now complaining in my ears, saying they got seasick because of that. Thank you, production. As that poor spearman is about to die a horrible, horrible death, I just can't help but be amazed at Sebastian's recovery.
Yes.
Right? Like, the first game was a brutal loss. It was such a long one. Then the second game also felt brutal for different reasons. This is against the Viper we're talking about.
Yeah.
This is the hype that people have been giving Sebastian. He's like, we're going to game 5. I've got all the confidence in the world that I can still do this thing. It's crazy.
Yeah, Viper was using that Spearman, by the way, to just scout around so he knows where the relics are. They always spawn on the sides, and you'll see a lot of emphasis at going towards those, but it's always nice to just know where they are and see whether your opponent has prioritized taking those. We also have the Cav Archers here from Viper coming out, and they're going to be behind that castle foundation. It doesn't do anything. Sometimes it'll trip you out if you see it in the fog of war.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, Viper, he's going to do the right thing here. He's going to add in some Cav Archers. I think he needs some mobility. He needs some way to pressure Sebastian now that Sebastian is pretty much locked down the water. Viper tries a couple desperation moves there, but this is huge for Sebastian now. He'll have 3 town centers. He also has full water control, so he can just add fish. Get up to like 6 to 8 fishing ships with the Viking economy.
And he'll be ready to make the longboats later if he needs them.
If he needs them.
Right now he doesn't need them, right? He's just going to take advantage of the fact he has wheelbarrow, he has handcart. He might go up for those relics at some point. I don't know if he's going to expect the Cav Archers from Viper. It's not like the most standard play with Italians.
Yeah.
We'll see if he can get some value here. But at the end of the day, I mean, it's 2 Cav Archers with only fletching, and your opponent has handcarts, so he can just run away from you and go back to the town center.
Yeah, also, Viper can never go through the middle crossing. Sebastian can always just walk right through there with something. I personally would like to see Sebastian think about a siege workshop at some stage. But let's see if these Cav Archers get some value. Viper is 1,000 score behind because of the lack of scouting.
Just run to the TC. And this is the most damage Viper's going to do. And now he gets walled in as well.
What? A career's worth of styling on people with quick walls comes back to bite Viper in the butt. That's hilarious. And now it's pretty easy for Sebastian to deal with those 2 units. Yeah, there he goes. Feudal Age Army. He says, where's your mobility now, Cav Archers? That's perfect.
Eco upgrades, better for Sebastian, of course. Res collected, much better for him. I think the only advantage that Viper might have here is the fact that if we're getting engaged in a land battle, Italians are significantly better than Vikings.
Yes.
It's just the water is in play, and a lot of the gold and a lot of the stone is around that water. So at some point you have to take control back of that. And the only way I can see Viper doing that is maybe with like a faster Imperial Age.
Yeah.
Maybe win on the transitions potentially.
Let this sink in for you though, guys. So 0 fishing ships for both players, okay? They 60 eco versus 63. Viper has the lead. Resources collected though, 11.4k for Sebastian and under 10k for Viper. That is Vikings for you.
Yeah, wheelbarrow and handcart. Still the best eco bonus in the game, in my opinion.
Yep.
It's insane, especially when you have a primarily land-focused economy. It's really, really good. As Viper starts grabbing the relics, I love the fact, even though it's going to take him longer, love the fact he didn't just build a monastery out there. How often have you seen that? The players build a monastery out there, and it's just like delivering the relics to your opponent.
Yeah, I like building a monastery out there if you have map control, but Viper has no map control.
None.
So Viper right now, if you had to ask him, give him a percentage, he would say, I got a 10% chance, 5% chance to win this game.
Yeah.
Like, all the things you want are just not there. No map control, no mobility, no vision, but he's got to try. And like you said, I think you try and use your land advantages. If you can get to Hussar in this game, start to raid from the sides, very strong. If you can sneak back onto water, ideally, you get to do that as well, but that just seems so difficult when there's so many boats out there.
I don't know if I love this crossbow upgrade from Sebastian.
I don't mind it.
I think I'd rather see him like wall the sides and then try and get a good imp timing and just take advantage of the fact that he's got water control.
What if he did both though? If he walled the sides,
it's going to be slower if you do both though.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, in theory,
he finds the monk.
It's different resources.
There's some value right there.
So yeah, there's a little bit of value. You now force Viper into a few more skirmishers, which Viper wasn't maybe planning on. I'd love to see Sebastian's Fog of War just to show you all the things he's had to do on top of just the military. Look at all the patrolling on the shoreline.
And
like
outposts on either side as well.
He's like 0 surprises here. He can never redock me. He can never siege push me without me seeing it. It's just perfect.
Yep. Viper now getting ballistics. He's getting Bodcanero. Wheelbarrow is on the way. Sebastian's had that forever. Well, since the start of the game, so 16 minutes and 50 seconds of time. And the first armor upgrade as well, as Viper is contesting over on the side trying to get this relic back. Res collected 2k ahead for Sebastian, even adding a transport ship now.
Interesting.
Can he just like walk over the middle?
I mean, the transport, I guess, can. I mean, technically, it can help.
Does he want to go grab that relic and then hop in the transport ship and bring it home?
You can get it home much faster if you use the transport. I guess I never really thought of that. Viper gets the conversion there. That is the one main thing for Viper right now that he's been able to benefit from is the relic control.
All right, who gets this relic? Viper or Sebastian?
Neither,
say it right now. Say it right now.
Neither player. The relic
feeling.
stands there for the rest of the game. That's a bold take right there.
That is a bold take.
I really hope. I don't see how I can ever be right.
I would say I'm shocked, but
I tried, dude. Can you imagine the call out though? That would have been amazing.
oh, Sebastian's coming. Okay, he's leaving it here. I will count anywhere on the map, but not in a monastery for you.
Well, I'm screwed. So I tried though.
We still haven't figured out what the transport ship is for. Imperial Age on the way, by the way, for Sebastian. It's more just like improving the vibe.
We are in the transport ship casting right now, and then we have the players in one of the boats there.
Yeah.
And oh, there he
we
goes.
go.
Okay.
Transport ship camp. We still haven't seen Nessie.
Yeah, Nessie, I think if there was a Nessie sighting, it would be right around now.
Yeah.
Right around the 20 minutes.
It would come up and eat that transport ship.
Yeah, it absolutely would.
Yeah, it went. We saw the monk going by there, so that relic's coming home. It was a nice call. It was a bold attempt at a prediction.
But I mean, it's crazy though that Sebastian even thinks of that, right? He's just he thinks of what can I do to get the lead?
Yeah.
And then he does everything, and then he just finds the next tiny detail.
Dude,
that he
the
can
only
utilize.
way he loses this game is if he somehow allows Viper back on one.
Or
I don't think
the
Viper
side
can
on land, which you called out, and he's going to stonewall both sides.
But I don't. Even if Viper gets a land push going, I don't think you can win this map without the water.
Oh,
there it was. There it was.
I don't know. That wasn't convincing enough. I don't think that was real. I think that was just like a weird shadow from a cloud or something.
It's like someone's security footage from 150 feet away.
Yeah, dude. What's next? We gonna have a Yeti walking around out there? I don't think so.
Oh, Viper's gonna see the walls. Oh no. This is getting tougher and tougher for Viper. Imperial Age is 20 seconds away. He's at 109 pop. It's 140 for Sebastian.
Viper also gets woo-woo-wooed there. Loses a villager to the wolf. Maybe it was the galley that was credited with the kill. I'm not sure. But, yeah, Sebastian just played perfect. And
what? Let's go, dude.
Sorry, I doubted it.
She does exist.
Damn. You know, that wasn't part of the game, by the way. They added that for this event.
For this.
Crazy.
Yeah. Okay, little mangonel push here from Sebastian. He's kept Viper busy over on this side, but he kept him investing, and Redemption is in. Viper goes for a castle up on this hill. Critically, though, all of the extra golds and stones are around this water in the center. Viper's got himself 4 relics. That's great, but you still need some gold, and especially the stone, if you're going to try and push this one back.
This is the most pathetic castle that you could go for at this point. You're protecting the edge of the map. You're protecting that tiny wood line. Now, I'm not trying to judge Viper. He doesn't have better opportunities, really, but that's just a sign of how bad things are for him right now, that he has to castle there.
Yeah.
So uncomfortable.
If you told him at the beginning of the game he'd be castling right there, he'd be like, oh, boy.
I think you use this moment. You try and get your mind right if you're Viper. I think losing 2 games back-to-back, all the momentum's going to be there for Sebastian.
Maybe you feel like there's a kill comp here somewhere, right? Like I said, on land, Italians are better. Maybe you just take a chance. Maybe try and go for the hand cannoneers with the pass-through damage as well. Something to mix it up.
Yeah. I mean, the nature of the map is that you can't, while you can get the lead and it's very difficult for the opponent to come back, it's also very difficult for you to completely end the game. So Sebastian's actually going for the patient approach here. Seeing him get Elite Berserk at the moment.
Is that Elite Berserk or Elite Longboat?
Oh, that's right. That's probably Elite Longboat. How does the boat wear the necklace though, or whatever that is? Can we talk about that? Should it not have a separate symbol?
That's a medal, dude, but I wouldn't expect you to know. I don't think you've won any of
Hey, we did win the gold medal this year in hockey, so we know something about that. But
and now you're wearing a red coat.
Yeah.
So. Ship upgrades coming in.
I think
Sebastian. That's what we're trying to get at. Fortified wall is in too. Great technologies from this guy. Holy cow.
I think you have to bank up until you have a lot of Berserks, but then you can just make the move. I mean, Viper's relying on bombard cannons. He doesn't have a lot of support for those bombard cannons. Berserks is actually the perfect call. Just still waiting to see any production from Sebastian. He's at 182 pop, but he's just not really committed to much land army.
This is also one of those games where, like, sure, it's really competitive environment, right? But there's not a lot that they can do right now. It's kind of stalematey.
Yeah.
So they're just kind of relaxing. Viper's adjusted his chair about 4 times in the last minute. Like, Sebastian looks pretty chill, right? All he has to do is hold the water.
Yeah.
Hold the water and hold the sides, and you're fine. Viper is just going to push through the center and then maybe castle drop one of these walls on the sides. I don't even know.
It's also population efficiency gets really awkward here too. For Sebastian, he's got what, like 40 military, and it's all in the middle. But once you get elite cannon galleon, you outrange bombard cannons. And so I think elite cannon galleon is still the perfect play, and I'm still wondering, like, no attempt from Viper as we see a lonely archer range in the corner.
Is that the only place he can build the range on that side?
Maybe, because he can't build on the hill. Oh man. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell, but anyways, that's just a sign that things are looking pretty rough for the Snake. Finally, we see something that indicates maybe he goes through the sidewall. Like maybe he can get hussars in, go for bombard cannons, take down the wall, and make a push.
Yeah.
But Dave, also, like, this is just great experience from Sebastian to recognize I don't need to just kill him right away because my position is so strong. Now we are gonna judge him big time if he somehow gives Viper too much time. But walls everywhere, understands every tiny little
nuance. 4,000 gold in the bank.
Yeah, but what do you?
Siege Workshop coming.
You got to push at some point though.
Yeah.
You got to push at some point. You can't just bank up gold forever. He clearly disagrees. We see siege engineers. Finally, some upgrades coming.
It's going to be 9 cannon galleons on the map once those 3 come out. And this, with siege engineers, these are going to be so dangerous. Bomber cannons can out micro cannon galleons, but like Viper has to be doing better things here than just dancing around against a couple cannon galleons, because Sebastian can replace these all day.
Yeah. I think Viper needs to loop around with those cannons. He needs to take down the wall. He needs to run in with hussars. And I think if that were to happen, Sebastian has counter plays. But I think that's genuinely the best thing for Viper to try, is just try and break through the wall.
I keep expecting like Palisade messages on the mini-map, like Viper's like, help. True. Let me out. Dude, he runs up against more fortified walls.
Yeah, he didn't expect the walls there.
Yeah.
I don't hate a second and third layer here from Sebastian, because Viper's probably going to make petards or cannons to get through
wall everything.
Yeah, wall it all, dude.
Wall everything. Get Onager, transport 2 of them over, and start chopping down Viper's wood lines. Like, do all the little things, right?
Yeah, there's a castle, there's another wall, because he knows Viper shifting his attention over
There's
here.
Elite Berserk. I mean, he's 100%ing the tech tree.
What can the cannon galleon see in this right corner?
What can Sebastian? I think what can Sebastian not see is probably.
Well, he can't access that little box in the right corner there. So as long as Viper's on that hill, he's fine apparently.
Yeah, you're being very sneaky over here.
Let's go, Megano.
Come on.
Let's go, Megano. Who's the superior siege weapon?
Not that. Oh, he got one. Never mind. What a hero.
For one.
Okay. They were weak from before.
Honestly, though, like the Berserk switch would completely wipe that then, right? Berserks could run in, kill those cannons.
They can shoot
the cannon galleons
castle
can range that?
with siege engineers.
Wow.
And we were talking about how bad that castle was before. It's even worse
It's
now.
even
Should've been
worse.
on the edge of the map.
Yeah, seriously. And then Knights! Viking Knights go in as well at the same time. And I think that should be the end of all the bombard cannons. Viper's army is not really that close.
And the worst,
oh, God.
like the worst thing about this is it's not a series of catastrophic mistakes from Viper. It was just a couple bad fights early. He lost water control, and the Vikings dominated.
Yes.
And Sebastian has not slipped up. Like, full credit to Sebastian. There wasn't much Viper could do here because he was constantly patrolling the shorelines. This is what Viper wanted to do in early Imp, is get those docks down. He's finally got an opportunity because he's distracting his opponent over on the other side. But he needs to get these docks up, get all the technologies in, somehow make a navy, and there's going to be berserks coming through from Sebastian at the same time.
You need, on this map, you need to have water control, and if you don't have water control, you need to have corner control. And if you do not have either of those, you're simply going to run out of resources. Sebastian has understood that from the start. He's controlled all of the important areas. He sees Vipers coming over with the redock. He is placing a castle there.
Yeah, Viper's going to deny that.
Okay, that's really good for Viper.
Yeah.
But what's bad for Viper is that means more Berserks are going to be out because Sebastian needs the pop space, and he's finally massing the Berserks.
Wonder what these Hussars are feeling when they see a full fleet sailing at them in that center there. Medium warships does come in time for Viper, but he still has to get heavy warships as well. And we see the Hussars all dying in that center area. The castle's still denied over on the right-hand side. It's going to take so much effort for Viper to get the navy that he needs, and there's 14, I repeat, 14 elite cannon galleons on the water on this tiny little Loch Ness for Sebastian.
Yeah, and it's so expensive to lose your docks as well, right? Like losing your docks, losing your ships isn't great. Sebastian needs to sort that one out.
That's fine, he's got 14.
Yeah, exactly. Like Viper,
just kill the docks, ignore the fire.
Viper's water, it's ended up being a net loss for him. Like he hasn't actually gained anything from this. He's only lost resources.
He finally got the heavy warships.
And the Berserks are raiding, big time in the middle, and so his whole eco's dying as well.
Yep. He's got Herbalist. He's trying to take out the Berserks there. He still has 143 villagers, so the eco's still there. I mean, if Sebastian is completely blind and lets Viper redock and doesn't contest him for about 2 minutes, there's a chance for Viper in this game.
Maybe.
But I don't think that's going to happen. He's played it so safe. He's been so secure on that middle area, and now he's distracting him on land as well. Chieftains on the way as well.
Yeah, so with Chieftains, it's really unfortunate he got Chieftains now. Because with Chieftains, you get gold when you kill villagers, and he just killed a bunch of vills.
I don't think he needs it.
Yeah, I don't think he needs the gold either. And unlike some other maps, there's still plenty of gold for Sebastian to take. And Viper, even with 180 pop, finally taps out. Sebastian has won 2 straight, and we are going to a 5th game.
Could be the makings of a reverse sweep here for Sebastian. It didn't look great for him after he went down 2-0 against Viper. We had that first game that was heavily contested. The second game that it felt like Viper dominated and the momentum was swinging a little bit. And then suddenly just back in Sebastian's favor. Really, really good game 3 for Sebastian with the Persians. And then finally in that game 4, he won those fights so early and it felt like Viper was out of it 10 minutes in.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I said it during the cast. I think it's unbelievable that he's been able to turn this one around. The mentals, guys, to be able to cool your mind, play your best Age of Empires. It's just so difficult. So amazing play from him. I think this is also the first time I've been shown on camera in 2 hours, and the red jacket, dude. It's throwing me off. I scared myself on screen. So, but I mean, game 5 should be is on the way. Would love to know what civs are available here, and we could speculate on that soon after this. But unfortunately for Viper, he just completely underestimated.
The galley switch was too early, and then he had him on the wrong side as well. And he didn't have those. If he had those fishing ships still alive, if Sebastian didn't shock those fishing ships from going in the dock and kill both of those, the extra arrow fire might have kept Viper safe. This was the only eco damage that Viper got against him.
Also, as we see, like, look, again, the confidence. Like, to do that to Viper, there's crazy. To even have the presence of mind. But honestly, Viper losing his scout right away as well in this game hurt him big time. He didn't have the scout active on the map to know what was coming in. And while he did kind of do his best to defend from it was just defense the entire game. Berserk's raid. And yeah, this was easily
giant highlight reel for that game.
I was going to say, it's easily the most boring highlight reel we could have had just because of the dominance there.
Okay, so we can see Hengehold is going to be our final map. We have Romans and we have Shu available for Sebastian. And then we have Armenians and Cumans.
2 very different picks for Viper. Cumans you might pick for this map solely so you can go double archer range opening, because the wood discount on the archer ranges and stables is huge. He
was telling me, if you watch the replacement qualifier, both times he played Hengehold, he went 2 double stable scouts with a tower forward.
Okay.
And I think he was telling me that he was playing against someone that gave him the idea, maybe it was Vinch for that, and Vinch was playing Cumans on that map.
Okay.
And he was going double stable because you can toss stuff on the berries and then maybe even add in that second TC later, although it's not needed. It's more for just the building discount.
Winchester also loves Armenians. You could see Longsword. You could see Composite Bowman. I know that Viper trained a lot with Winchester, who's the player who didn't end up making it here. Viper said that they kind of knew with maybe the approvals there that it was either going to be, Winchester makes it, or Viper had a chance through the last chance qualifier. So plenty of preparing with him, as well as maybe some other teammates. But my feeling is the game doesn't go imp very frequently, so I love the Romans for Sebastian.
Yep.
If not that, though, Shu is sick if it trends towards imp with the traction traps. And then for Viper, he doesn't have eco bonuses that compete with the other civs. Like humans, it's second TC. Armenians, it's mule carts. Kind of nice, but Viper's going to have to do some damage here.
Well, I mean, you could go Armenians. You have the extra boost on your wood collection, on your wood upgrades, right? And you have the ability to make warrior priests and get those relics in really quickly.
Yeah.
You're all 5 in the middle.
Yeah.
I think a lot of this, though.
That's true.
A lot of this, though, will depend. Oh, it's humans. It's humans. Do we have to be quiet because they're not fully in yet?
I don't think. I think we're far enough away. We can scream it as loud as we want.
Oh, okay. It's humans.
It's humans. Yeah, I mean, it says their ability to expand quickly and apply pressure
I
in
think
feud
this is
lanes
gonna
creates unique strategic openings.
I think this is probably going to be the double stable, but if Sebastian studied Viper's games, which he probably did, Viper did it twice. So I don't know if it's
Is it
still an
opening with
option.
double stable?
Yes.
Or is it?
It's opening with double stable at scouts, and then Viper, he said he added on the tower forward attempt. And yeah, it's just a little too transparent if he was going to do that, and Romans isn't the best to do it against. As we see 2 archer ranges coming up from Viper. He's trying to take one of the boars in the center. He's going to send another couple villagers to support. The scout is there from Sebastian. Oh, that's
He needs the boar.
dude.
He needs the boar as well. Viper needs to get the boar as well. It's not enough to just save the Vil. The boars are actually really valuable to the start. Amazing from Viper, having just lost 2 games to save that villager and get the boar.
That was disgusting.
That was insane. One of the best quick walls we've seen from Viper in a very long time. At the other side, though, I'm curious. We need to see Scout HP from Viper. He was also trying to stop Sebastian from bringing in a boar. That Scout's full HP, and I think Sebastian should have 3 boars.
He got 2,
Or is it?
I think. Because I think there's 3 in the center. There's usually 2 on one side and 1 on the other, right?
Might even be 2 now. I'm not sure. They made some changes at some point. It looks like maybe it's 2 under there and they're stacked. Either way, Archer opening from both, and Viper's now adding a stable. So we're already seeing the discount.
This was disgusting.
That is.
Oh my God, brother.
Like that's just an insane quick wall.
Can we do a drug test or something on this guy? Oh my goodness. That was insane. Well, that's one of the benefits of playing at a LAN event. You can do stuff like that, right?
Yep, true. Big walls there from Sebastian around the back side. I don't think Viper will be very happy to see that. If you can get the walls down, you funnel all the pressure in towards the gold in the front, which is where the army production is. I wouldn't hate a tower on the gold if you think you're going to be under threat here. But Sebastian also adding a stable behind here.
Yeah, so it's going to be double range and stable for Viper. Just transitioning into the skirms now. He's still got that hill at the front side of Sebastian's base, but Sebastian has enough military to keep himself safe for now.
Yeah, Sebastian gets the pick off there. First kill goes to him. But Viper does have the scouts, and Viper will be happy to see skirms in there. That's why he went for the scouts. But again, Micro from Sebastian, top tier here.
Yep.
Still hasn't taken any losses. Well, now he did.
He's gonna get pushed off this gold a little bit. He's got to be careful here. This is a really good position for Viper up on this hill, and this is the benefit you get of being the aggressor on this map. Is you're always fighting downhill, and your opponents are always trying to push you back uphill.
Viper should know now that it's primarily skirm production out of those ranges because the opponent's pushed off gold.
He's got the stable. He's got the stable. So Sebastian's kind of like stuck in here. I don't know if Viper can push in, but Sebastian is definitely stuck in this position for now.
If this was not high level and this was like mid-rank, I would think this is an excellent opportunity for Rams from humans. It's the only Civ who could go for Rams in Feudal Age. And your opponent's TC and Archer ranges are right there. But it might be too risky. It's likely too big of an investment, especially when Sebastian can push right back. And that's the thing. That's a decent.
He has to stay in his base.
What?
Oh, if this game wasn't so high level, I would say that this would be a perfect opportunity for Rams.
Just go ahead and try and take credit away from that call out. Go ahead.
That was sick.
Go
that was
ahead.
sick.
It feels like a natural scenario for the Rams.
I think you shouldn't disparage yourself so much.
But
I think you should believe in yourself.
Well, I don't need to disparage myself because I have my co-caster.
Yeah, you got me.
Don't worry.
Siege Tower, Archer, Skirm, Scout.
It's so sick though. Like
Sick.
the presence of one Ram
Yeah.
forces Sebastian to stay in feudal because you can't use ranged units against the Ram.
Oh, you can't see
and then
the
he'd
tower?
have to
Now I
he'd
can.
have to go for scouts as well.
Is that only a one villager tower though? I mean, it does kind of lock down the gold earlier.
Well,
Or
it,
later,
it could
sorry,
force
later
a
in the
counter tower, which would then be Rams down as well.
I don't think you can go for a counter tower here. You can't get it within range. It puts you within range of that army.
Dude,
The
what a
Rams are so unexpected.
what a push! I know, what a push!
Oh my god! And say goodbye to the archer range.
It's also
Say
downhill.
goodbye to
They're
all your
both downhill.
production.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! What a play from Viper. What a play in a game 5 here to open up this tournament. I hope every single set is like this one coming up over the next 6 days. Oh my goodness. Sebastian trying to stay alive here. He's got a lot of skirms. He's going for bloodlines. He can't save the archer range, and the tower is now up, so he'll need to back away from that. And he even gets the infantry armor upgrade.
Yeah,
It's going to be really nice for him if he could just make some more spears here.
Yeah, but there's still a lot of archers for Viper there, and archers will take down those spearmen pretty quickly. 2 Rams from Viper have already taken down 1 archery range. The next one's going to go down. Sebastian needs a fight now. He does have good upgrades.
Yeah, he's kind of getting one here. The scouts now with bloodlines doing really well. The archer range is saved temporarily. The Rams have to back up, and Viper's going to use those to body block.
Viper needs more scouts right now. If he has more scouts, he wins the game. He'll full clear this, but he doesn't have the upgrades that Sebastian has. Sebastian has the numbers.
Only one villager in the tower, too, so the tower's not doing a lot of damage to this. Good pushback there from Sebastian. Good job sending those villagers forward as well. He's going to work away on this tower. And Viper can't make anything but Rams from that Siege Workshop in feudal.
Yeah, no Scorpions,
Just
no
finish
Mega.
the archer range. What are we doing?
I think he might have just clicked everything after the army and just patrolled it here because he's panicking, right? And I think for Viper, he needs to have the range units to take the spears. He'll take it down. The tower's down. Sebastian's holding.
Yeah, great hold there. Viper's still ahead on res collected, so he's managed to nuke the Roman Eco a little bit.
Yeah.
And the Roman Eco should be better than the Cumans. I don't think there's an argument really to add in the second town center right
No.
now for Viper. It builds so slowly.
Yeah.
You're almost better off saving for Castle Age and just waiting till you get there to make another one.
It's so nice for Sebastian that Viper doesn't have a lot of archers because losing the archer range would limit your skirm production, but he doesn't really need the skirms. At this point, a couple of them are enough. He has his own scouts out. The Rams can always come back out, but the reason, back to my initial statement, we don't see the Rams at a high level is because the Siege Workshop is 200 wood, the Rams is a lot of wood and a lot of gold, and players typically are going to want to spend their resources on other things.
I do think it is slightly more viable in Empire Wars because you don't pay for the blacksmith. You start with the
Yes,
blacksmith,
100%,
right? So you're
100%.
saving 150
100%.
wood on that.
Yeah. And I think the situation called for it. If Viper has 2 more scouts there, we might even be at a GG moment. But amazing play from Sebastian to hold. So close.
Even.
It's
So
close.
even here. Oh my goodness. This
And-
is the type of game 5 you want.
Yeah, and those spearmen need to be focused down by Viper, though. The micro has to be perfect. The spearmen are tankier. He does end up getting the clears. Before, he didn't have the numbers. He didn't have the upgrades. The scout numbers are still a bit of an issue. And I think Sebastian is actually winning. Oh, it's so close.
He retreats as soon as you say it.
I can't tell.
Viper's like, say more, Tristan. say more.
It's
Market coming up now for Sebastian. We have double stable scout production still ongoing for both. And they're still producing from their ranges as well, although no range units whatsoever.
I need a quick glimpse back of their food economies because this is
Second town center being added.
This
in
is not
Village for
farms.
Viper.
They've got mills just being thrown up on berries in the back. Okay, so there's Vills there. Viper's got the same. He's got the second TC. So that's most of the food eco for Viper actually is the berries. But
Oh, this is dangerous. That's a big army for Sebastian. A lot of scouts fully upgraded.
there's also scouts from Viper through
Yes,
into the
there
back
is.
as well. There's a lot happening here, and Viper has full
Villagers dying.
upgrades.
Villagers dying from Sebastian, and I think that's going to be at least 4 dead vills. Sebastian runs in under Viper's TC. He severely outspeeds the archers, so he's gonna run away from those, and Viper will just be chasing. But there's no villagers to be found over there. There's plenty of villagers to be found on the berries from Sebastian.
Yeah, there's got to be. Surely Viper's going to break here, though. That's a lot of scouts running around. It's a lot for Viper to chase down. He still hasn't taken any losses, though. He will have the second TC go up, so now he's got the guaranteed villager lead. I actually would love to see him wait to produce and wait for Castle Age. Click Castle Age and then produce out of the other town center.
And you'll get like a 6-7 villager lead over Sebastian if you're going up to the next stage with the TC, second TC.
Yeah, and you already have a villi after the villager kills there, but you almost need those villager kills for it to be even, because the Roman efficiency is 5% greater. I know with the res collected, it's been an even game, but that should start to scale for Sebastian now because he's taking no pressure. What a game.
Let's just take a breath.
No breathing. No breathing is allowed here. It feels like a
Tristan told me not to breathe.
It feels like a final. I can't breathe.
Yeah.
This is unbelievable, man.
What a good start. Holy cow. I hope the whole tournament is like this. We got scouts coming in there. Good quick walls from Viper. He gets them down. The house is in time. And the scouts for Sebastian, he had a lot of pressure. Right, but he just hasn't found the kills he needed, and Viper is consistently finding the kills.
Yeah, amazing counter damage from Viper. Needs to keep his Spearman alive, though. Sebastian is 20 scouts, Dave. We are not messing around with the scout numbers.
No, we are not.
Main base fight here. Viper might not have enough with that many scouts. He's falling back to his town center. If he didn't have the other TC down here, he might be dead.
Yep.
He actually has to run towards that TC, leave the wood line, but the villagers are alive at least.
Yeah, that second town center. One thing that people don't really consider on an open map like this is if you get it up in Feudal Age, it's a really good defensive building.
Yeah.
Like, players will just not go anywhere near a TC with Feudal Age army. And Castle Age has just now been clicked from Sebastian.
Viper needs to mark it bad. He needs to mark it bad.
Yes,
He's going to build it now. If he gets that, he can buy and sell enough to get crossbow. He'll have 11 archers to upgrade.
60 villagers against 48. Oh, 59 villagers.
But that's 17 scouts.
Yes.
Which, if they were to ever get in, can kill 10 villagers easy.
All right, so what do you go for here for Viper? Oh, speaking of getting in, the TC is going to protect him again, but that's a couple villagers killed. Still a lot of good damage from that town center. You can see the farms being idled here. Crossbow and Bodkin is coming in from Viper, as well as 3 knights. But how do you keep production up when your food eco is constantly being stalled by roaming bands of scouts?
The roaming Romans. Yeah, I mean, I think you make the 3 knights and you stop because you don't have the food eco to make more. And those 3 knights are basically support system for your crossbows that are moving forward. That's already good enough for Viper, just to give him a little bit of time. Now it's all about, can Sebastian defend himself? And I know he was exposed before.
Really dangerous. And the Siege Workshop's still there, too.
True.
I forgot about that Siege Workshop. In such a good position to support the archers. We're still 40 seconds away from Castle Age from Sebastian. It's all damage control now as 2 villagers go down. 3 villagers go down. Viper is sniping villagers here against Sebastian, and that house is pretty weak.
Yeah, that house is a problem. The fact that that was not pre-built means that these units actually get in. Sebastian buys stone in a panic. He'll go for the tower, but this is a lot of time for Viper. 20 villager lead. Sebastian just now hits Castle Age. If Viper can just hold now, I don't think the Roman efficiency is enough.
I don't know if that tower is going to be enough. I think that's an open invitation to come right under that tower, go into the base. Viper at this point just wants some value from this army, and he's already killed 2 villagers. He kills the 3rd one there. He's going to kill a 4th villager as well. It's a lot of scouts, but even if he loses this crossbow army, Tristan, he's going to have camels in production. He's going to have that Siege Workshop forward. I think he's killing more villagers under the town center of Sebastian over on this side as well. More crossbows over there. Big clear up for Sebastian. Game doesn't get any easier from this.
Yeah, Sebastian needs to move out now. He needs to get over to Viper's base. Let's not forget that Viper's he doesn't have 27 on farms. He's got random villagers around on berries, and that's going to disappear. So the eco's not really perfect, but obviously 68 villagers versus 40. If he holds now,
oh no,
he might end up winning it. Does he know the villagers?
Does he see that? He's just looking. He's just looking.
Will he find it?
Looking.
Will he find it?
Oh! He found it.
He definitely
saw it.
He caught it. He caught some movement there. He saw a delete on a wall. He saw something there, and to notice that is insane. Sebastian will try quick walls. That's still not enough.
No,
that's still not enough. And the army in the middle as well for Sebastian will not be enough either, Dave.
No.
The camels are going to be there to match the light cap.
Yeah, and you see the villagers just make the run of shame back to the base. Viper must have seen them. He must have felt like Sebastian was going to expand. And then he makes his way over there. The camel's coming in again. What are the upgrades looking like on these? Okay, so they don't have any Castle H upgrades, but it's enough.
Yeah, he saw the mill, and there were no villagers around, and there was a bush or two taken. I think Viper's held on, Dave. I think he stabilized it. Again, his eco's seen better days maybe, but he's just dropping another town center there. 76 villagers versus 40.
And Sebastian's still forced to take from that gold at the front side. He's got no more berries over in the north to take. Viper's been controlling that very well. More villagers come, the same band. I wonder who convinced them to go out that way again. I guess it makes sense if Viper doesn't think that
I mean, if 6 villagers can distract the entirety of Viper's army, that might be worth it.
Yeah, maybe.
But unfortunately, Viper is not going to look around for them for too long.
80 villagers against 40. He's doubled them up. He's doubled them up in villager count, and the game was so even for so long, and then it just turned around. It felt like the second town center actually was at the perfect timing for defense from those scouts.
Yep.
And Viper got the counterattack in, and Sebastian just didn't have a second town center of his own.
Honestly,
nothing to do with it.
I mean, obviously Viper needed everything this game, but the defense in clutch moments, like the quick walls, both at the start with that villager and also against those scouts, was just so good from him. And he's got so much military now. He continues to push forward. He continues to defend from those scouts. And the monks will never get their conversions, and I don't think Sebastian has enough. And Sebastian might be considering now tapping out. He won 2 to get it here, but Viper will win 3-2 in the series. What a fight back from the Viper.
And what a game 5 there from Viper. After 2 really, really good games from Sebastian, he grabbed that momentum back from Viper after the first 2 games, and he turned this series around, but Viper clutches up at the end. And what a wonderful series to start our tournament with.
Yeah, seriously. I hope we get more sets like that.
Yep.
I also wouldn't mind a Sebastian Viper rematch at some point in this tournament, because every time they play in these settings, it seems like it's close. In the qualifier, it was 4-3 for Sebastian, now 3-2 for the Viper. But this is obviously the bigger stage. We are here now. The Viper with a little shake of his head there, like he's maybe disappointed that it got to this stage.
I mean, maybe.
That's how the best players think, right? They always think about what they could have done differently, but I do not think he will be upset with the result.
I think if you're asking him, it's going to be less about gameplay stuff in that set and more about mistakes potentially
You dropped something
made
on the
in
ground
draft.
just there, mate.
Yeah, Viper dropped something there. His notes. What was that? Anyways, we're going to send it over to Riley for an interview.
Well, Viper, congratulations, mate. A big win. Handled it so gracefully at the end there as well. You can really see the dignity of victory there. But no, look, quite seriously, let's dial in here and talk about this. Your path to the tournament, a little disrupted, probably not the path you would have hoped to take or even perhaps expected to take. Sebastian was the bloke who knocked you out of contention, a 4-3 loss in the last chance qualifier, and then took you to 5 games here. Talk us through what's going on both the larger scale coming into this tournament and what this match means.
Well, right now I feel relief because, I mean, I was up 2-0, so the fact that I got to the 5th game just shows how good of a player Sebastian is, right? No, it was incredibly tough, and obviously we had a history as well with him knocking me out of the initial qualifier, so I was also extra motivated to try and get my revenge, right? Preparation obviously hasn't been ideal because I didn't have as much time. I didn't know I was going to be here until not too recently. So yeah, lead up, not ideal, but you know, I've got some good sets in here already, and I'm starting to feel like I'm getting into the flow, and yeah, I just got to play good Age of Empires, as I tend to say.
Well, look, it was a really, really stellar performance, particularly the first, like game 1 was fantastic. It seems like it was a great way for you to find your rhythm. Something you sometimes struggle with in tournament Age of Empires, maybe game 1 a little shaky for you sometimes?
Yeah, historically speaking, there is a famous game number 1 issue I have.
I was trying to be kind about it, but yeah.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up. Yeah.
That's fake now.
No, historically speaking, I have lost a lot of first games of the sets. So yeah, that's something I obviously want to try and improve and change. And I mean, I was able to win this one, although I mean, even this one was super close to it. I could have lost easily there as well. So yeah, it was incredibly tough, but obviously got me off to a good start.
How you feel mechanically today?
On and off. It was some good parts, some not so great parts where I lost control of my control groups and such. So yeah, a little bit up and down, but overall I'm still satisfied with the play I was able to put out.
And in Civilization matchups, if I don't mistake wrong, Magyars versus Vietnam in the first game, you felt that the game go for the later game like it was better for you?
I'm not sure still. I've played that twice now. I played it against Barles as well in the replacement qualifier.
Remember?
Yeah, and I was able to win there as well. Once I get Onager, I feel like maybe Magyars are better. But then again, if he has Bombard Cannon, I don't know. I'm still torn. So far, Magyars have been good to me. But I also feel like I would have been very happy to be in his position that he was in at some point in that game. So yeah, Vietnamese is probably better early on, but maybe Magyars, when gold runs out, are actually better. I don't actually know still, so.
It feels super powerful because you won even without heavy cav archer.
Yeah, and I also didn't have the last armor for the cavalry for a long
while.
time. When I realized, I was like, ah. But yeah, I mean, it worked out. And mobility is also huge on a map like that. So that's something Vietnamese doesn't have.
Okay, let's see if my memory is good, because even without the highlights, the second game, I think it was my favorite Civilization, Dravidians versus Japan. People know why I'm talking about that. But you made a masterpiece strategy. It was that plan, those elephant archers?
Yeah, I thought about it. The first time I saw the map, I was like, oh yeah, maybe I can do this. And then I tried it twice, and it worked both times. So yeah, I mean, I felt comfortable with doing it. And some civs should be able to counter it quite nicely, but Japanese, I don't think is one of them. Because, I mean, they're so tanky, and the map as well is like your eco is kind of all over the place because of the woodlands being so thin. So when the elephants get into the economy, they melt the villagers, and yeah, it's a very, very hard map to play.
Okay, so we are in
Sorry to cut you off there. We are actually we're getting very short on time here because we've got to after that long. Well, someone just played a five-game set there, so we do have to actually wrap things up. Sorry with you, Vipey. I know that people around the world want to hear your perspective, but we're going to have to call things, cut things a little short there. Thanks so much for coming and joining us. Congratulations on the win. And we'll be talking to you, I'm sure, very, very soon in the tournament. The Viper, everyone, after a very convincing win in our first match here. Back over to Dave and T90 now, who are standing by to bring us some of the highlights from what we've just seen.
Yeah, hopefully we get to talk to Viper again. I mean, I want answers to some of the questions, like a little bit of a deeper dive into the heavy cav archer question there.
Yeah.
It was a fantastic set and a fantastic game one, of course, but wow. Like, what a way to start the tournament.
I think if you're Viper, you might not want as many questions right now. It's still the first series, you know. You want to be honest, but at the same time, you want to hold some things back. Game one might have been the game that decided the series, right? Everyone thinks about game 5. Obviously, that was epic as well, but this was the closest game in a 3-2 series. Yep. And for Sebastian, even in this moment, it's very telling that like the big highlights start with like 3 situations where I thought Sebastian was winning. Viper loses this hill soon after, and he eventually recovers. And it was the onagers that made the difference.
Yeah, and he mentioned that he had experience with that, right, from the replacement qualifier. So he's played it multiple times, figured out onagers are okay, still had some questions about bombard cannons maybe being effective, but we didn't see that switch until later, because Sebastian just had to keep this pressure up. A really good job from both players. Game of the tournament so far for me, 5 games in. And then we go to game 2, and he said this was a planned strategy. Once again, beautiful micro from Viper to dodge the Mangonel shot, snipe the Mangonel with the Elephant Archers, and then take out the skirm.
Yeah, you go ahead, make your game plans, but nobody can do that right there. Yeah. Right? Like, that's not game plan, that's just talent and execution. Sebastian bounces right back, though, right? Again, his mentality to do so is amazing. He went full aggression against Viper here. But we only looked at the aggression. It really was the economy behind it that funded all this. And beautiful split micro, no fear, even after the big shots from Viper, and he bounces right back.
Very bold decisions from Sebastian this game, and he needed it. And he took a series that was 2-0 Viper. It looked like Viper was just cruising after that second game, and he wrenched it back. He had a game like this, destroyed Viper in, what, 16, 17 minutes or something like that. It ended shortly after that highlight. Takes him into this one. And the game's over when this Navy dies. It's basically over at like 7 minutes in.
Listen, highlight guy found a couple more highlights, though, I'm sure. But yeah, this game was basically over. This game was basically over. Hey, it was one highlight.
Hey, we're in the game 5.
But this was so clutch from Viper. Like, that quick wall was insane.
Yeah.
And it was the double as well. And then he brings in the boar, which is so helpful for the food economy. The Ram edition didn't win him the game, Dave, but it gave him a nice little lead.
Oh, yeah.
I love the call. And then ultimately it was Viper defending then, and then counter-attacking.
Like the Ram Ram decision here, it forces Sebastian to stay in feudal age for another 10 minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
And invest in the army. And then you have like these little battles here where Viper knows he's ahead by probably 10 to 15 bills. And he's like, fine, I'll kill 5 more. I'll kill 6 more.
Yeah.
And that was just a fantastic display of aggression there from Viper. Wonderful job, and he ends up getting the win there. What a start to the tournament. Viper going 3-2 against Sebastian. We're expecting big things still in the remaining matches from Sebastian, but good start for Viper.
Agreed. Yeah, we'll see. Sebastian will definitely bounce back this week. But we'll send it back to Riley now to get us set up for the next series.